Morning, sir. Good morning, Sawant, sir. I'm audible, sir. Hello, Sawant, sir. I'm audible. Okay. Principal, ma'am.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. Ma'am, shall we start? Dr. Nagesh Sawant, sir, already joined into our session.
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay. So, good morning to all of you, and welcome to all the participants in today's session. So, we'll start from the introductory part of the today's session, that is the International Conference on the Law, Economics, and the Artificial Intelligence. So these 2 days international conference, which is on the multidisciplinary research in these fields, organized by SNBP Law College in Pune, affiliated to the Pune University, and the Social Science and the Management Welfare Association, which offers a platform for scholars, research, academicians, and practitioners to discuss the advancements and the challenges at the intersections of the law, economics, and the artificial intelligence. So the conference aims to foster and the exchange of the ideas that reflect the evolution of artificial intelligence on legal and the economic frameworks globally. It also bridges the disciplinary boundaries and inspires the impactful research that can shape the future of artificial intelligence in governance, justice, and the economic policy. So with this, now I kindly request to all the participants to actively engage and make the most of this conference to offer the valuable opportunity for your professional growth. Before we begin, before we begin, I would like to invite our principal ma'am, Dr. Rohini Jagtap, to deliver the welcome speech.
Thank you, Kailash sir. Good afternoon, all. Today's esteemed guests, management, faculties, and my dear participants and students, I, Dr. Rohini Jagtap, Principal, SNBP Law College, extend a warm welcome to this 2 days international conference on multidisciplinary research in law, economics, and artificial intelligence. At present, we are gathered here to explore the intersection of law, economics, and artificial intelligence, three fields that are transforming our world. We are delighted to have such a versatile personalities and renowned experts, scholars, practitioners from around the globe to share their insights, research, and experiences. Over the next 2 days, we will examine into the complexity of artificial intelligence impact on legal system, economic structure, and societal norms. You will also have the opportunity to hear from leading experts, engage in thought-provoking discussions, and participate in various sessions that aim to expand our understanding and spark new ideas. We encourage you to take full advantage of these sessions and to connect with newer, radical, and futuristic propositions. It is through conference like this that not only knowledge is shared but also long-term relationship and associations are built. I would like to extend my gratitude to our guest, SNBP Management, Dr. Rutuja Bhosle, Director, SNBP Group of Institute. I also extend my thankfulness to Social Science and Management Welfare Association for making this conference possible. Your contributions are invaluable to us. To our participants, I encourage you to engage actively in this event. Your presence is what makes this conference truly remarkable. Let us embark on this intellectual journey together, exploring the frontiers of law, economics, and artificial intelligence. Let us foster collaboration, innovation, and progress. Thank you and welcome once again for this conference. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a warm and inspiring welcome. Thank you so much. So now we'll start the session. So as per the schedule, so whatever the speakers will available today, so on that basis, we will starting this session. So in the first part, it's an honor to introduce our first esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Nagesh Sawant sir. He is the Associate Professor, School of Law, Ajinkya D.Y. Patil University, Pune, Maharashtra. He has 14 years teaching experience in administrative law, labor and industrial law, and research methodology. He also worked as an assistant professor in Symbiosis Law School, Pune. He authored the several research papers and articles which published in the national as well as the international journals. So with this, now I invite to Dr. Nagesh Sawant sir to share their insights with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for inviting me and giving an opportunity to present my thoughts on the topic that is artificial intelligence and labor laws. Uh, Kailash sir, I have shared my presentation with you. Can you please, present?
Uh, okay, sir. Just 1 minute.
Now I can present now, sir. Just a minute. I'll present my. Just a minute. Sir, is it visible?
Yes, sir, visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'll start. So the topic for my today's presentation is artificial intelligence and labor laws. In this presentation, first I'll start with introduction, then the interrelation between labor and labor laws and the challenges. Then the third point of my presentation includes the advent of artificial intelligence. Then the next point is question raised by artificial intelligence. Then the next point is challenges before labor and labor laws. And the last point is the future of labor and industrial legislation. So when we discuss labor laws and challenges, then therein we find that when it comes to human beings, then human beings survive because of their labor. And when it comes to this, first and important thing we find that wherein human beings applied their labor, that is in finding food, right, and secure themselves from wild animals. So in this regard we find that when it comes to human beings, then it is very important for human beings to work. And in order to work, they develop different tools. So for that purpose we find that there are different ages wherein the human beings evolve different kind of tools. So when it comes to these tools, then these tools help human beings in their labor, and this continued for ages. But if you see the industrial revolution which took place in England in 17th, 18th century, therein the nature of labor got changed because human beings got the very important tool in order to produce, that is the machines, right? So we can say that when it comes to the earlier tools, now the new tools came into existence, that is of machines. So with the help of machines, human beings started producing things. But when it comes to this industrial revolution, it also poses many challenges for human beings, because when it comes to the industry's motive was to earn profit, and in order to earn profit, they engage laborers for hours and hours without taking care of them. So in order to protect them, we find that there is an emergence of labor laws in England, and therein the Parliament of England introduced different labor laws in order to secure the basic rights of laborers who are working in the industries. Right. But when it comes to this, we find that though labor laws were introduced, but there were many challenges for labor and industrial laws, because if the labor and industrial laws are not fully implemented, then what about the rights of laborers? And what would be the efficacy of those labor laws? Right. So different attempts were made in order to full implementation to the labor laws, and therein we find that the judiciary plays a very important role. And this phenomena occurred across the globe. Now, if we see in India, then laborers or working class or employees always face challenges when it comes to securing their rights. So if you see the introduction of labor laws in India, then obviously credit goes to the Britishers. And post independence, the Constitution of India gave solid basis to the labor rights. But if you see the labor laws or implementation of the labor laws, then we find that till 1990s, the labor laws were implemented with the help of judiciary and the executive. But because of the slowing down of the economy, the Indian government introduced the concept of LPG, that is liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Now, when it comes to this, India opened its market to the private players and multinational companies. So therein, the labor laws were compromised, wherein we find that the contract laborers was extensively, employed in the industries. So therein, question arose about permanency of job, and then second about the labor laws. Then second major, challenge which happened because of the labor law reforms in India. If you know that in 1990 and 20, the Parliament of India passed four new labor codes. And when it comes to these new labor codes, then different reasons were given in order to justify labor codes. But at the same time, if you see the arguments raised by human rights activities, labor activities, and trade unions, then they felt that these labor reforms are the challenge for laborers and working class or employees in India. And in addition to that, the major challenge which happened because of the evolution of new technology in the form of artificial intelligence. So therefore, question arises that when it comes to this, artificial intelligence, whether it is bane or boon, though we find that when it comes to this digital technology in the form of artificial intelligence, then definitely it is, one of the major development in the human history, which paved the way for, unparalleled transformation. But at the same time, we need to think about the labor and employment market. What would be the relation when it comes to labor and their employer? So therefore, obvious question arises, that is, what does exactly mean AI's impact on working relationship? Now, when we say working relationship, then obviously we raise further issue, that is that when it comes to labor laws, then it used as a tool in order to protect the rights of working classes. But what about the changes brought by artificial intelligence in the workplace? So therefore, in order to identify the avenues for adapting our labor and employment legislation in order to anticipate and smooth the transition to the new world. So in other words, we can say that we cannot deny the advent of artificial intelligence, but at the same time, we need to see the challenge posed by the artificial intelligence. So in this regard, we find that there are several questions raised by the artificial intelligence, and most especially with regards to labor, employment, and labor laws. So when it comes to this question, first question we can see, that is, what is the future of labor laws? Then second question we come across, that is, what is the impact of AI on the ways of organizing work within businesses? Then the third question we find, that is, what tools can be used to ensure the continuing adaptation of employees to their job that are evolving with the development of artificial intelligence? And the last question, that is, what is the impact of AI on employees' working condition? So these questions are posed by the artificial intelligence. So therefore, when it comes to discussing the advent of artificial intelligence, at the same time, we need to see what are the challenges before labor and labor laws. So in this regard, if you see, then the first challenge we can say, that is, does our labor laws provide some safeguards against the unavoidable risk of job elimination as a result of the development of artificial intelligence? So in other words, we can say that whether artificial intelligence is risking the existing jobs. Then second major challenge we find that when it comes to application of the labor laws, in today's time, the majority of the labor laws are employed or applied where there is engagement of 100 or more workers, right? So if you see the new labor codes, then this uh, benchmark has been increased, and you find that the new benchmark is 300 or more laborers. If they are working in establishment or industries, then a labor codes would be applicable. So even if we accept the labor code, then again this AI pose a question that what if the employer started using AI to reduce the number? If the number is reduced, then obviously the employers will make sure that the number is below 300, so that they can means they will avoid implementation of the labor law. Then in addition to that, the employer may come up with the new tactics in order to reduce the number. Therein they may go for layoff, then lockout and retrenchment. And while applying this, they may simply say that as they are using AI, so the number is less, or they need to retrench the employees. Then another major challenge which can be posed by the AI, that is the employer may resort for fixed term employment. So therein they may engage employees on need basis. If there is a need, then they will employ the workers, laborers, or employees. Right. So there would be a major threat for permanent jobs in the industries. Then moving on, another challenge, if we see, that is of working condition. What would be the working condition if we find that a robot is working along with human beings? Then another important challenge, that is of working hours. That if you see the robots or artificial intelligence, then there is no time regulation for them. But if you see the human beings, then there is a time limit, or there are specified working hours. So how to balance both things with regards to increase or with regards to working hours? Then another major challenge, that is of master and servant relationship. So normally we find that when it comes to the employer and employee relationship, then there is a supervision, control, and manner of doing of the work. And this is as per the directions of the master. And these directions are given to the servants, employees, or laborers. But what if there are robots, or there is extensive usage of artificial intelligence? Then another major challenge, that is of occupational safety and health. Right. So whether we are prepared to make necessary changes in the existing legislative system in order to uh, give a kind of platform wherein we find that the laborers are working with the help of AI tools, or when we say that there are robots working along with employees or workers. Then further, if you see the another major challenge we find with regards to regulatory and judicial challenges. Now, herein we find that if you see the existing regulatory mechanism, then that is considered as a robust regulatory mechanism, wherein we find that there are different authorities who plays very important role in order to secure and protect the rights of laborers and employees. And these authorities are like labor commissioner, a registrar of the trade union, then further labor inspector, then there are work committees at the establishment level, then further in order to resolve the dispute mutually, then there is a system of conciliators, board of conciliators. In addition that, we can also take help of arbitrators, right? So this help to regulate the industrial relations, or the relation between the employer and employees. But if AI is applied, robots are used in the industries, establishments, or factories, then what would be the new regulatory mechanism? Then, in addition to that, we find that when it comes to judiciary, then till 1990, we find that judiciary played active role in protecting and securing the rights of laborers and working classes. Right. But post 1990, we find that judiciary also changed its stance, and therein it also adopted liberalization, privatization, and globalization policy while deciding the cases. Now, there is another challenge which is posed before the judiciary. What if AI technology use in industries, in factories or establishments, and therein it is for the judiciary, and more specifically when it comes to labor and industrial courts, then high courts and the Supreme Court, that how they will respond to the challenges posed by artificial intelligence, right? So therefore, when we discuss the challenges posed by AI, then obvious question is asked about what would be the future of labor and industrial relations. And when it comes to this, if you refer to the existing labor and industrial regime, then therein we extensively follow the laws which are discussed under different heads, like laws relating to wages and bonus. So therein we find the list of laws like the Payment of Wages Act 1936, then the Minimum Wages Act, then further we refer to the Payment of Bonus Act, then the Equal Remuneration Act of 1976. So what could be the future of these laws? Then next and major concern is about industrial relations. So normally we find that when it comes to regulating industrial relations, then therein we refer to three major laws, which includes the Trade Unions Act, then the Industrial Employment Standing Orders Act 1946, and the basic law which regulates the industry and industrial dispute, that is the Industrial Disputes Act. Right. Now therein, when there is a application of AI tools in the industry, then what would the future of industrial relations? Whether the existing legal regime is adequate to cope up with the new challenges. Then moving on, when it comes to safety and welfare, then considering the human aspect working in the factories or industries, different safety and welfare laws were introduced, including the Factories Act, then the Labor Welfare Fund laws. If you see the machines, then the machines are working with the human beings in the industry factories. Then what would be the application of these laws? Then the last about social security. So when it comes to laws in general, we find that these laws are, you know, introduced concerning the social security of the workmen or employees. Then whether in future these laws would be efficient in order to provide kind of security to workmen. So therefore, when it comes to discussing all these issues, then the obvious question arises that whether this artificial intelligence is going to severely affect the labor laws, labor relations, or it is going to give solutions to the problem faced by the human beings. So with this, I conclude my presentation. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. If there are any questions, then I'm ready to take these questions. Over to Kailash, sir.
Okay, sir. All the participants request if anyone have a question, please ask the question to the sir. Okay, sir, I think that there will be no any questions.
Okay, so I stop
Okay.
here. Sir, thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening the presentations and valuable insights. So we are grateful for your contributions to this conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So now we'll start move the next part. So that is as per the schedule. So little bit changes will be there. Uh, so we are start from the next speaker, Professor Dr. Rajendra Kumar, sir. So basically, uh, we are privileged to hear from the Professor Dr. Rajendra Kumar, sir. He is the Professor of the Commerce, Rajdhani College, University of Delhi. He is also the advisory board member of Social Science and Management Welfare Association. So let's warmly welcome to the Dr. Rajendra Kumar, sir. Sir, please deliver your speech. Thank you so much. Welcome you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you so much. A very good morning and good afternoon to all of you and Mr. Kailash. All ji, first of all, I am audible clearly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
First of all, I am extremely sorry so that I am stuck in jam in Delhi. So I am extremely sorry, sir. And next one, the SNBP Law College and the Pune and the Social Science Management Welfare Association. First of all, I congratulations to you all the team members. 2 days international conference on the multidisciplinary in the research in the law, economic and artificial intelligence. Such a chosen wonderful topic by the organizers and the team. And first of all, I thanks and very good presentation my earlier speaker, uh, Dr. Rohini ji and the Nagesh Savanji. I almost you have all the things are clearly and thanks and welcome to all the participants because without any participant we cannot success this type of the event of the 2 days or the entirely different geographical area of all these presented in this conference. We are discussing about the law and economic and artificial intelligence. But right now we can say the India, as per the theme of the topic is the India's artificial intelligence movement is truly here and now at the time when a diverse range of the application base AI are the being developed, pushing it frontiers further into the uncharted realm of the business and society. Indian policymakers are contemplating and the charting its the potential for the growth and for the transformation. We can say or we can understand about the attempts, the impact of AI, it means artificial intelligence in India, and the trace, the pathway that help the realize it. We can say first of all, the current landscape of the artificial intelligence in India. India is experiencing in a technology and the AI is a major driving force behind it from smart city initiatives to the digital India programs. The government has made significant strides in the integrating AI into the nation developed plan. However, we can say India's the unique social economic landscape demands an artificially intelligent approach that is inclusively ethical and designed to the address its specific challenges. Right now, the India ranked as one of the largest digital market in the world as per the business perspectives or the economic perspectives, with over a billion of people connected through mobile device. This connectivity creates an immense amount of the data, which is the lifeblood of the AI system. Professor Nagesh has already told about the AI very, very easily and very clearly concept approach. And we can say that with the access of the such data as a young or the dynamic workforce, India has a rare opportunity to be at the forefront of the AI innovation. And we can say the other part of the AI is the key sectors transforming lives. First of all, we can say about the healthcare. We can say right now the AI has the potential to bridge the critical gap in the India's healthcare infrastructure. With machine learning, we can develop predictivity analysis for the earlier disease detection, improve the patient diagnosis, and assist to doctor in the remote areas also. We can take the example during the COVID also. AI-driven mobile applications are helping rural health workers detect the disease, such a tremendous effect with the effect of the AI. Second thing, we can say the agriculture. India is the mainly source of the income is the agriculture. Right now, nearly half of the Indian workforce depending on the agriculture, where the artificial intelligence can address change, like crop, the yield prediction, pest control, and weather forecasting. With the help of the artificial intelligence power, the platform provide farmers with the real-time insight into the soil health, weather pattern, and crop prices, helping them making the informed decision and improve the productivity. Third one is the education. Education always is the prime or the first element of the anyone. Artificially intelligent in education has a potential to make learning access to all through the personalized learning platform, or the AI can adapt it to the individual student as per the need, enabling even those of understanding or the understand or the under resources schools to access the quality of education, virtually classroom, and the artificial intelligence based on the tutorial system as the breaking down barrier to learning, ensuring to the students and India receiving the education they drive. After all, we can say about the financial sector or the banking sector. Financial sector in India has been quickly to embrace AIs. Right now, we can especially area like to the fraud detection, customer services, credit assessment. Artificial intelligence is the helping the more helping banking and financial institutions extended credit to the previously understood section of the society, promoting the financial inclusion and the supporting entrepreneurship, specific the financial sector entrepreneurship. We can say another part of the retail. We can say the more than effective of our marketing as per the economic dimension change the now the digital retail, or with the effect or with the help of the artificial intelligence technology like the chatbot and the recommendation of the engines can transform the real sectors. Another one is the more important sector is the manufacturing sector. With the artificial intelligence powered predict the maintenance, the quality control can be the revolutionized manufacturer sector, especially in the motor car also. We can take another example of the social development. Artificial intelligence can improve the quality of life, access to the choice, a large section of the country. IT industry. India's the IT industry, one of the leading adopter of the artificial intelligence with the 60 to 65 adoption rate. AI job, Nagesar has already told with the effect on the employment, but we can take the positive side also. The demand of the AI professional only in India set growth of 50% year until the 2077. Legacy of that, we can say about the legacy of that of the AI, of the legacy of the data. Artificial intelligence can extract the relevant field from the legacy data, such as the tax judgment or the political data. We can say, but right now we can discuss about the challenges and the ethical consideration. When or the while the AI hold the great promises, India faced the several challenges in the adopting it responsibly. First and foremost, the issue of the data privacy and the security. As per the artificial intelligence system really heavily data or the ensuring that the personal information is protected is the paramount. Right now, the recent pass or the passing of the Data Protection Act is a step in the right direction, but further measuring our need to the balance innovation with the privacy rights. We can say the second one, potential for the displacement. Professor Nagesh already told about the, we can say the with the AI, we have less of the placement and we have taken the data of the last 4 years. The top IITs have lost the 40% job because due to the effect of the AI in the country. And next one, we can say about the biasness in the artificial intelligence algorithm. In a global issue, India is not expectation if the data used the trained artificial intelligence model reflects existing societies or the societal base, those bias can be perpetuated with the artificial intelligence system. India's rise, the population requires the algorithm that are fair and inclusive. We can say right now India must establish a standard and mandate the transparency and the fairness in the artificially intelligent development. Right now we can say that some challenges artificial intelligence in India. One is the data equality. Artificial intelligence really on the data. If that data inaccurate, incomplete or the bias, artificial intelligence will be the followed. Lack of the artificial intelligence explainability. Artificial intelligence can be difficult to understand, making it hard to explain their decision making process. Next one is the artificial integration. Integrating the artificial intelligence system with the existing system require a significant investment technology and the infrastructure. Biasness. We can say about the biasness, artificial intelligence can perpetual existing inequality and make the unfair decision if they trained on the data. If they trained on the data set. Next one we can say about the data confidentiality. Right now is a major challenges. Artificial system really the large amount of the data. So these including the sensitivity information that must be the protected. Next one is the privacy. Very big challenges right now. We are adopting the technology day to day. Artificial intelligence system can make the decision based on the subtle pattern in the data that are the difficult for the human to the discern. Next one is the big challenge is the unethical artificially intelligent the machine learning solution. Ethical and the morality have become a major challenge for the artificially solution providers, especially. You can take the challenge is the talent shortage. There is a severe lack of the qualified artificial intelligence specialty, talent shortage. Right now, Professor Nagesh has already told the finally regulatory and the judiciary challenges. Very well explained by the Professor Nagesh ji. Regulatory compliances. Right now we can about in the law perspective and the business and the economic perspective. Business must the negative a complex web regulation when it comes on the to the artificially adoption. Very good explained by the Professor Nagesh. And we can take about the infrastructure and the connectivity. Reliable infrastructure and the fast internet accesses are needed for the artificially intelligent to be successfully used. But now, these are the theoretical aspects, the challenges and the opportunities. But right now, the major threats at the globally. First one is the 69% says that the criminals are more advantaged. We can say more advanced at the using artificial intelligence for the financial crime than banking are using artificial intelligence to fight financial crime globally. Second one, 51% of the organizations lost between 5 to $25 million into or the in total to the AI based or the AI driven phase in 2023. Next one point is the major phase. The 72% respondent said their organizational phase cause of systematic identities when the onboarding new clients. And major final threats, 91% of the financial services or banking organization are rethinking use of voice verification for the big customers given the risk of the voice cloning with the artificially intelligent. My special focus right now we can discussing about the law. Is it very clearly law is or the regulation is the most important is now the digital arena. But putting artificially intelligent to work, law as well as the economic. 74% of the organization are currently using artificial intelligence for the financial crime detection. Second thing is that 73% organizations are currently using artificial intelligence for financial fraud detection globally. I am discussing about the globally. And next one is that 94% their organization is using artificial intelligence or the machine learning techniques detect risk from users behavior. Put artificial intelligence to work. Next one is the 87% says the artificially intelligent has increased the speed with their organization respond to the potential threats globally. Now we can say about the 69% believe artificially intelligent to lead to move the revenues or the revenues with the effect of the improved customer instructions, less time spent the investigation, the false positivity, less losses when we can take the fraud and the breach of or the etc. Now, if the effects of the globally 88% fraud or the 88% of the fraud decision maker, more information should be shared between the banks, financial institutions, and government or the regulatory authorities in the next 1 or 2 years the combat financial crime and fraud. We can discussing about the artificially intelligent. Then we know very well about the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji warns against the deep fake. One of the part of the artificial intelligence, the deep fake. Call to the media to educate people on the misinformation on the 17th November 2023. Prime Minister Modi said that the many of the deep fake generated with the assistance of the artificial intelligence appeared the very real and that the consequent disinformation cloud to lead to much harm. A new crisis is emerging due to the deepfake produced through the artificial intelligence. There is a very big section of the society which does not the parallel verification system set by the Prime Minister Modi. He added that just that as the product like the cigarette comes with the health warning, so we should also the deep fake should carry the disclosure. Are the new deep fake technology allow a fraud status right now? Once again, we can take the latest example with the help of the AI. Now, the latest big one of the point is the digital arrest scam. This is very well known, and all the audience, all the participants should very carefully the digital arrest scam. The one of the part of the artificial intelligence and machine learning, like with the help of the deepfake, scammers impersonate law enforcement officers due to audio or the video calls. Intimated people of the extract money from them while the confining them to their home, understand false and the pristine of arrest. We can take the one example, like a 50-year-old journalist from Delhi lost rupees 1.86 crore in a online scam. A retired government official in Noida was the depute of the rupees 1.19 crore. And a 27-year woman from the Allahabad was forced to the undress on the webcam before being extorted the rupees 5 lakh by the cyber criminals. All these cases have one common connection: victims were put under the digital arrest. Now we can say the one of the biggest example, SPO Swalji, the 82 person, chairman of the managing director of the Vardhaman Group, the more prominent group of the textile manufacturers, was defrauded of rupees 7 crore by a gang possessed officially from the various government agencies, including the Chief Justice of the AI, so CGI. The meticulously planned scam involved the deep fake or the fake document, the virtual courtroom, and the relentlessness of the imitation tactics, which the left after that Oswald digital arrest for the 2 days. While the policy has the successful recovery, our government or our officer over the rupees 5 crores for this case. The real story case stand one of the most significant fraud recovery in the country. The report published in the Business Standard. We can say that one of the part of the artificial intelligence, the mind like the improving day to day the crime or the cyber crime in India. On the raise, the number of complaints in or the is increasingly in the first quarter of the 2024, the cyber fraud lost India's worth of 177 more than crores. As per the National Crime Records, NCRB, sorry, data is the significant raise in the cybercrime have been the reported in the last few years. As many as the 3,600 cases were reported in the 2027, so 2017, 3,353 in 2018, 6,229 in 2019, 10,395 in 2020, and finally we can say the 14,007 in 2021 and 17,470 in 2022. We can say the pace of increase the cyber fraud, but we can say all these things, but whenever we can say the about the IoT or the artificial intelligence. Why artificial intelligence is important in the cyber security? Artificial intelligence importance in the cyber security lie in the ability to provide the advanced threat detection, automatic response, adapt the evolving threats, and handle the large scale of the data analysis. We can take why the importance of the AI. Number one is the advanced threat detection, behavior analyticals, automated incident response, adapted security measure, large scale data, reduce false positives, and continuous monitoring and adaptive learning. We can say with the help of the AI. We can say about the India's strategic path forward in the AI. Now, to harness artificial intelligence effectively, India has launched the several initiatives such as the national strategy on the artificial intelligence developed by the NITI Aayog. Investment in the research or the invest in the AI research and the infrastructure is the quality important by the government, and the collaboration with the health or the collaboration with the industrial leaders, academia institution or the institutional body, or can the Indian has created a vibrant ecosystem with the help of AI. We can say the vision for the artificial intelligence in India. In artificially intelligence in India is not just about the technology, it's about the empowerment. It's about the giving the farmer tools to enhance the productivity, providing the remote the community with the access, to the healthcare, enable to the student to receive a quality of the education, and the insurance or the ensuring that every citizen has to the opportunity to thrive rapidly involving the world. With the help or with the AI, India is not merely adopting a technology, it is the embracing a transformative force which, guided responsible, can help achieve the dream of a more equality, prosperous, and progressive society. Now we can take the finally what is the synergy of the law, economic, and artificial with a theme, very good theme. Right now we can say the awareness about the AI as per the law, as per the economic and artificially. At the convergence of the field lie of the profound opportunities to build a future where AI serve the public good by the combined legal oversights with economic initiative and the artificially transformative power. We can work toward society that minimize both innovation and the ethical standards. To achieve the synergy, this synergy interdisciplinary collaboration is essential. Lawyers, economists, technologists, policymakers must unite to understand the artificial intelligence impact from all the angles by developing artificial intelligence framework that consider both economically and the legal implications. We can set up artificial intelligence develop toward the inclusive perspectives and the justice. In the last, artificial intelligence future, the choice we make today in law and the economics we make today in law and economics will define a role artificially intelligent play in the society for years to come. By approaching artificial intelligence responsibly, we have the opportunity to save it as a tool for the progress, equity, and justice. So, these words, I conclude my opening remarks on this section, the wonderful theme. So, thank you so much inviting me as a speaker on the topic. We are the LET, Law, Economics, and Technology. So, these words is a very important role. Law, always we have the lack of the regulation right now. As per the Nagar sir has a very good explain about the judiciary improvement. So that with the words, thank you so much, sir, for inviting me, and thank you so much all the participants listening me very carefully, and thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and the insightful presentations. It has been a pleasure to learn from you. Thank you so much. So now we move towards the next. Speaker. Uh, it is my honor to introduce our next speaker, Professor Manoj Kumar Mishra, sir. He is the Professor of Economics, Dean Academicians, ISSMWA University, Jharkhand. He is the advisory board member of the Social Science and Management Welfare Association. Now I invite to the sir to deliver the speech. Sir, over to you.
Thank you so much. I feel proud to be the part of this 2 days international conference on multidisciplinary research concerning to economics, law, and artificial intelligence. The principal of this college, SNBP Law College, Pune, Dr. Rohini Jagtap, Vice Principal Mr. Kailash Paul, Dr. Nagesh, Dr. Praveen, Dr. Professor Rajendra Kumar, Dr. Madhvi, other staffs of this college, and faculty member and the participants from the different parts of country and world also. First of all, I greet the SNBP Law College Pune for organizing the very important international conference on the so important themes in collaboration with Social Science and Management Welfare Association. So it is a very good thing for the society. So today I will deliver my lecture concerning to this. I am sharing my PPT. I am not allowed to share the screen. Please allow me. Okay. Okay. Allow me to share the screen.
Brajesh sir, please allow to the sir for.
Yes, yes. You can make me co-host. Then I can allow. Then I can do. Yes, yes. Now it is okay. Yes, yes. Yes. Okay. So, hmm. So today I will discuss the Sustainable Development Goals scope for future research in 2 days international conference on multidisciplinary research in law, economics, and artificial intelligence. I have seen the previous speakers have discussed more on labor and artificial intelligence, labor law and artificial intelligence. So I have decided to discuss on this. So what I will discuss the present global development scenario, sustainable development goals objective, trends of different objectives of sustainable development goals, a cross-country analysis, and a strategy for sustainable development goals and a scope for future research. I can also discuss the challenges of sustainable development goals. So first of all, when we see the world development, we find that there is asymmetrical development at the world level. At the continent level, at the country level, in the regional, in the state level, in the region level, also there is high disparity. Even in the family, there is also high disparity. When we see that the north world is rich, while south world is comparatively not rich, North America has very developed in all the parameters: human resource, human capital, literacy, education, infrastructure, all infrastructure, electricity, farmer, transportation facility, banking facility, medical facility, all those facilities is very developed. While in the south and north and the European countries are also developed, Europe is also developed. Some part of Asia is developed, and in the Australia is also highly developed. But when we discuss about South American country, it is not so developed. It is a middle about, and we discuss the Asian countries. There is also a big problem, not development in all parameters. It is developing. And when we discuss the African country, the parameter of development, there is very poor condition of those things from region to the another country. However, some countries in this area also have developed. And there is rural and urban level also high disparity. In the urban level, medical facilities, banking facilities, road facilities, water facilities,
PPT is not
developed. While the rural area, it is not developed, it is poor. But in the developed country, it is also developed in the rural area, while in the underdeveloped and developing country, the condition is very not satisfactory. However, the government of different countries are trying to develop. International organizations are also interested to try to develop the rural area. And there is a gap between rich and poor is increasing, even in the same family. And there is 5 brothers, 2 brothers is rich and 3 brothers are poor. This condition is common. So when we discuss about the world income disparity level, then we see that 20% the poorest person of the world have
मनोज सर
1.2%.
आपका मनोज सर आपका पीपीटी शो नहीं कर रहा है. पीपीटी ओपन बट नॉट विजिबल.
Okay, okay.
PPT open but not visible, sir.
Oh, okay,
Please
okay,
check.
sir. Please, sir. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. And I'm sharing again. Okay. Entire screen. Entire screen. Really done. Window is sharing. Now visible? Hello, sir. Visible है क्या, sir? It is visible or
No,
not?
sir.
No, no.
No, sir. PPT is not visible.
Not visible. No, sir. 1 minute. Yeah. 1 minute. Entire screen. Entire screen. I think now it's visible. PPT is not coming. It is visible or not now? Now visible? Hello?
No, sir.
Hello?
No, sir. It is not visible.
No visible or visible? Huh?
Not
Hello?
visible.
Oh, not visible? No, not visible. प्रयोग कर रहे हैं इसको तो विजिबल होना चाहिए. Okay, 1 minute. You are not allowed to share the screen. Entire screen I am sharing. Why not visible? 1 minute. No, you are not allowed to share your screen. Okay. Now visible? Hello? Hello, sir. Not
Your
visible
screen is
or visible?
sir. Yes, sir. Right, right. It is visible now.
Visible. Okay. So I'm saying that 20% poorest person of the world have 1.5% income of the world. Second, 20% poorest person of the world have 3.5% world income, while middle 20% people of the world have 6.3%, and second richest 20% people of the world have 14.6% income, and top 20% people of the world have 24.1% income. It means that 80% people of the world have 25% income of the world, and it is also important that those people who are the 20% top rich people of the world and spend 20%, they are most of from high income OECD countries, Eastern and Central Europe, and those people who are very poor, 40% poorest population of the world, they are most inside Sub-Sahara region, South Asia and East Asia and West. This is the situation. You can see by this diagram. It is seeing that in this diagram here, when we see that this one is concerned to the high income group, high income OECD. They are at the top, and here it is. So you can see this diagram. The section is showing this. As far as it is concerned to the regional disparity in India, the general observation is that literacy rate 76%, male 83.3, female 67.8. There is disparity also. There is unequal, and SC literacy is below 65% in most of the states, not in all. In the rural area, 66%. In the urban area, 96% literacy rate. Rural-urban disparity. And highest literacy rate in the Mizoram, Goa, Kerala, Delhi, Tripura, Himachal Pradesh, and in the lowest in Bihar, Rajasthan, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, MP. Per capita income is concerned, The highest is in the Goa, Delhi, Sikkim, Haryana, Karnataka, while lowest in Bihar, West Bengal, UP, Manipur, Jharkhand, and Assam. Life expectancy is 69 years, highest in Haryana, Kerala, Karnataka, Delhi, Uttarakhand, while lowest in Odisha, Assam, and Chhattisgarh. This also shows the high disparity. As far as it is concerning to the Sustainable Development Goals, it has 17 goals. I will discussing these goals. We see the trend. The first goal, the time period of Sustainable Development Goal is at 2016 to 2015 years. But we have seen that already we are living in 2024, more than half time period we have crossed. So the objective is that no poverty, no hunger, give a good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and culture, reducing inequality, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace, justice and strong institutions, partnership for goals. But it is saying that no poverty at the world level up to the 2030. This is normative objective or this is the positive. We are going in the right direction or we are not going in the right direction. Still this time at the world level, 20% people are poor, absolute poor. Absolute poor. In some countries, the absolute poverty is about 30% also. So this is the normative objective, but really we are not going in this. Already more than 8 years we have passed of the Sustainable Development period. Zero hunger, it is also a problem. The trend is not good. Good health and well-being, the mentally problem is also going to be observed more. And quality education is a big problem, particularly in the rural areas, particularly in the developing and underdeveloped countries. Gender equality is also the problem. Clean water, drinking water and sanitation is a big problem. We are seeing that in the some African countries, there will be the problem of water very soon, even for drinking water. And they are facing the problem of water at the present time also. Affordable and clean energy, it is a big challenge. Decent work and economic growth also big challenge. And industry, innovation, this is a problem. Inequality is not reducing. Already I have shown with the help of the diagram also. And sustainable cities and communities, the cities is also not sustainable. They are lacking the facilities also. The pollution is increasing. Big problem for the community development. Also problem in the city and rural areas also. We are not the responsible consumption and producer. The producer wants the profit and greed maximization, and the consumer is also not giving more attention how to consume properly for the proper exploitation. Climate is also changing. The temperature is also increasing. Water, life below water is also a problem. In the ocean is also a problem. Life on land is also a problem. Peace, justice, and a strong institutions we are lacking at the global level. Partnership for the goal, we are not making the strong partnership for the development. These are the big problems. So we are not going in the right direction. So a strategy for the sustainable development goals, what is to do and what is the scope for future research. Government role should be concentrated more on the defense, administration, law and justice, education to all people, health to all, and infrastructure development. The government should not take more work than this. They should focus on this. And commitment and cooperation is very important at the country level, at the person level. We should not think only about our duties, about our rights. We should also think about our responsibilities and duties also. And we should become the global intention. We should believe in the global intention and global family. Rural development is very required. In rural areas, most of the facilities they are lacking, while at the world level, a big population lives in the rural areas. Agriculture, industry, service sector coordination is required. Skill generation and employability, entrepreneurship development, so that we can become the job creator. We can give job to another person. because the government is not capable to give job to the all. Public-private partnership is important, like South Korea and Taiwan model. Inclusive development is important. We should include the women and child in the person level. All persons we should include in the development. Environment and natural resources protection is required. We should work for the need-based development. Local resources should be considered while making the development model, and we should consider the nature as a friend, neo-determinism model, and as a we should become the responsible researcher, and I appeal the researcher that they should work on this topic. All those topics I am discussing, they should work in this topic because this seminar is interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary. So this is the responsibility of all the human capital and human resource, all the intellectual persons are working on this, doing the research. So how to do this, how to increase the commitment and cooperation in the people, how to bring the countries down, how to make the global intention as a global family, rural development, agriculture, skill development, entrepreneurship, all those things I have discussed. The researchers should see from their own perspective, own minds, and from own subject level, they should work this, and then we can move for the green world and clean world. So I think that the time is also less and completing. So some are the challenges also: the poor attitude of the people, finance for development. The researchers should also do research on this topic. Capital intensive technique of production is making the jobless growth. GDP is increasing, but job is not increasing fast. So this is a big problem. Need to profit to greed. We have moved from need to profit, and now we are moving to the greed. And greed can never maximize. Poor attention and commitment is a challenge. Lack of eco-friendly technology is a problem for the underdeveloped and developing countries. High defense expenditure is increasing. This is the need of our. We should think of this. Population is increasing rapidly. Equity and level distribution, we are also facing the problem. Lack of pandemic management technology we have faced in the corona period also, and we should be prepared for this. Poor logistic management is also the problem. So all those things are the big problem for the global development. So in my lecture, I want to appeal to the researcher to work for this topic so we can move for the sustainable world. Then we can go for the healthy world, wealthy world, and for the inclusive development of all the persons in the society. So thank you so much, the SNBP Law College and the Social Science Management Welfare Association for inviting me in this conference. I'm happy to be the part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking presentation. We are truly grateful for the knowledge you shared with us. Thank you so much, sir. Now we move to the next session, that is the next speaker. It is my pleasure to introduce our next distinguished speaker, Dr. Kumar Jha, sir. He is the president of Youth. He is the president of Youth Economic Association and State Executive Coordinator of the Social Science and the Management Welfare Association. He is the counselor of Indira Gandhi National Open University. Now, I invite the Dr. Kumar Jha, sir, to share their valuable thoughts. Sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Namaskar. Very good afternoon to one and all. आज की 2 दिवसीय अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी जिसका विषय है लॉ, इकोनॉमिक्स एंड आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, विधि, अर्थशास्त्र एवं कृत्रिम बुद्धिमत्ता, जिसका आयोजन SNBP लॉ कॉलेज एवं सोशल साइंस एंड मैनेजमेंट वेलफेयर एसोसिएशन के द्वारा किया गया है। इस कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित सभी लोगों को मैं नमन करता हूं। विशेष रूप से प्रधानाचार्य डॉक्टर रोहिणी जगताप मैम, डॉक्टर नागेश हरिभाऊ सावंत सर, प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर राजेंद्र कुमार सर, प्रोफेसर मनोज कुमार मिश्रा सर, डॉक्टर माधवी मोरे सर, डॉक्टर माधवी मोरे मैम, and all the participants, educator here. We are in the first day. The topic is very relevant and very vital. विधि, अर्थशास्त्र एवं कृत्रिम बुद्धिमत्ता, लॉ, इकोनॉमिक्स एंड आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। निश्चित रूप से ये जो विषय रखा गया है, इसमें 3 विषयों का समायोजन है। सबसे पहले लॉ, विधि, legal study, legal education, legal practice. Thereafter, we see that whole world is facing some specific type of problem. You can say that economic issues like unemployment. तो विश्व की अर्थव्यवस्था, और तीसरा जो इसका पॉइंट है वो है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, कृत्रिम बुद्धिमत्ता। तो निश्चित रूप से यहाँ पे ये 3 अलग अलग विषय हैं। एक आपका विधि का विषय है, दूसरा अर्थशास्त्र का विषय है, और तीसरा है हमारा तकनीकी का विषय, टेक्नोलॉजी का सब्जेक्ट। तो हमारी इस संगोष्ठी का जो उद्देश्य है कि इन विषयों के बीच में कैसा समन्वय स्थापित हो, किस तरह से ये आपस में काम करें, किस तरह से एक दूसरे से कोलैबोरेट करें कि अर्थशास्त्र के क्षेत्र में, विधि के क्षेत्र में और तकनीकी के क्षेत्र में पूरे विश्व में मानव जात का उत्थान हो। और जब हम आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की बात करते हैं, जिसको हम हिंदी में कहते हैं कृत्रिम बुद्धिमत्ता, तो ये है कलयुग। कलयुग का मतलब होता है मशीनों का युग, और इस युग में जो प्रधानता होने वाली है वो मशीनरी सिस्टम की होने वाली है, तकनीकी की होने वाली है और इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी की होने वाली है। जैसा कि एआई का प्रादुर्भाव 1950 के दशक में ही हुआ था, और उसके जनक जॉन थे, उनका ये मानना था कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस जो है वो मनुष्य की भांति सोचना शुरू करेगा और उसकी भांति कार्य करना शुरू करेगा। तो चूंकि ऑलरेडी हम समय से थोड़ा लेट चल रहे हैं, तो मैं ज़्यादा विस्तृत रूप में नहीं जाऊंगा। मैं आपको उन समस्याओं के बारे में बताऊंगा कि आज लीगल प्रैक्टिशनर, हमारे जो लॉ कॉलेज हैं, वहाँ से जो युवा निकलेंगे वो किस तरह के चैलेंज फेस करने वाले हैं ड्यू टू आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। अमेरिका एंड यूरोपियन यूनियन जैसे देशों में 50% से ज़्यादा जो अधिवक्ता हैं, जो जूनियर लेवल के एडवोकेट्स हैं, दे आर जॉबलेस। They are not getting opportunity to work. When we implement the artificial intelligence, what will happen? The regular activities, the regular work, which is performed by the associate and junior advocate, that job will be minimized. That job will be reduced. So ultimately, artificial intelligence is a very good thing for the law, for the study of the law, for jurisprudence, or you can say for the study and research of law, and it can reduce the work of judicial system, you can say High Court and Supreme Court. But main objective is that whatever the facility is going to be given for the human being, we are thinking to become a developed nation in 2047. And there's a scarcity of the job in India. Still 80 crore people are depending totally on that food scheme. So this implementation of artificial intelligence will be very beneficial for the people, but at the same time the drawback will be there. There's the loss of the job, employment. People will become unemployed. So the impact, whatever the activities is going on toward the world for the benefit of the people, for the welfare of the people. So the definition of economics is not based on the monetary only till the time the maximum people are not getting the benefit. तो मैं सामान्य शब्दों में ये कहना चाहता हूं कि आपकी जो तकनीकी आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का जब हम इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करेंगे तो निश्चित रूप से इसके फायदे होंगे, लेकिन उन्हीं लोगों को फायदे होंगे जो ज्यादा एडवांस हैं। पूंजीपतियों को फायदा होगा, उनकी उत्पादकता बढ़ेगी, आपकी जीडीपी बढ़ेगी, लेकिन आपके लोगों को रोजगार नहीं होगा। 80 करोड़ की जगह आप 100 करोड़ लोगों को राशन देंगे। और जब किसी देश की बात होती है, गांधी जी ऐसे विचारक थे, उनका मानना था कि हमें सभी को रोजगार देना है। तो निश्चित रूप से आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का इम्प्लीमेंटेशन इकोनॉमिक डेटा कलेक्शन के लिए, फॉर रिसर्च पर्पस के लिए, इन्फ्लेशन के लिए, मार्केट एनालिसिस के लिए, फॉर बेटर फाइनेंस के लिए वी कैन यूज एंड इट विल वेरी हेल्पफुल आल्सो। बट थिंग इज दैट द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द सोसाइटी इज टू द वेलफेयर ऑफ द मैक्सिमम पीपल. So we have to educate the people for the artificial intelligence, but it will much more damage the scope of employment. कुछ लोग कहेंगे कि जो artificial intelligence के जो expert होंगे, they will get job opportunity. Yes, definitely they will get job opportunity, but we should keep in the thing that we are collaborating AI to economics also. We are collaborating AI to law also. So the objective is to सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया. सभी लोग सुखी कैसे होंगे? जब सारे काम कुछ ही लोग करेंगे तो निश्चित रूप से उनका जो वेजेस है that will be given to particular the person, the employee also. हम देख रहे हैं मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज अच्छा पैकेज दे रहे हैं, लेकिन कितने लोगों को पैकेज दे रही हैं वो? तो निश्चित रूप से ये आज जरूरत है कि हम जिस विषय पे चर्चा कर रहे हैं उसका हमारे आने वाले भविष्य पे क्या प्रभाव पड़ने वाला है। निश्चित रूप से ये मैं मानता हूं कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस जो है वो बहुत अच्छी तकनीकी है, मशीन लर्निंग, इसके बाद चिकित्सा के क्षेत्र में, स्वास्थ्य एवं शोध के क्षेत्र में, कृषि इन्वेंशन के क्षेत्र में ये अपनी भूमिका को काफी अच्छे से निभा सकता है। लेकिन आज आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस और यू कैन से दैट द टेक्नोलॉजी, लाइक यू कैन से वी ऑल पीपल आर कनेक्टेड टू सोशल मीडिया नाउ इट इज। हम ये देखेंगे कि जो ब्रेक्जिट, जो यूरोपीय यूनियन से ब्रिटेन निकला था, उसके पीछे एक जो जनमत संग्रह हुआ था जिसका डेटा 51.89% लोग, 51.89% लोगों ने इस बात का समर्थन किया कि ब्रिटेन को यूरोपियन यूनियन से निकलना चाहिए। और बाद में ये रिसर्च में आया कि जो लोग थे वहाँ के, उनको सोशल मीडिया के तहत उनके दिमाग को, उनकी सोच को डाइवर्ट किया गया। जब हम एक बार फेसबुक में कोई सर्च करते हैं या आप नेट पे कोई चीज चेक करते हैं तो आप देखेंगे उससे संबंधित सूचना ही आपको बारंबार आती है। तो कहीं ना कहीं हम ये पाते हैं कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस आने वाले समय में देश की डेमोक्रेसी को और जो प्रजातंत्र व्यवस्था है, जो चुनाव प्रणाली है, उसको भी कहीं ना कहीं ये प्रभावित करने वाली है। लेकिन टाइमिंग इज एवरीथिंग एंड व्हाट एवर द टाइम इज ऑलवेज राइट। जीवन में समय सबसे महत्वपूर्ण होता है और हमें समय के साथ चलना होता है, और ये समय की मांग है कि हम आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस को सहर्ष स्वीकार करें और साथ ही उसको हम शोध के क्षेत्र में एवं विज्ञान एवं तकनीकी के क्षेत्र में और जीवन के हर क्षेत्र में जो मानव को अधिक से अधिक सुविधा प्रदान कर सकता है, एक अच्छा जीवन स्तर प्रोवाइड कर सकता है, में हम उसका यूटिलाइज करें। लेकिन हम इन समस्याओं को भी ध्यान में रखें कि आज कंप्यूटर ने, आज इंटरनेट ने कितने लोगों का जॉब खा लिया। पहले हम देखते थे रेलवे लाइन के रिजर्वेशन के लिए लोगों को बड़ी दिक्कत होती थी, 4-4 घंटे लाइन लगाना पड़ता था, तब जाके उनको टिकट मिलता था। लेकिन जो टिकट बुकिंग काउंटर पे जो लोग बैठते थे उनका जॉब खत्म हो चुका है। हमने देखा कि एटीएम के आ जाने से, फोन बैंकिंग, नेट बैंकिंग के होने से लोगों के जीवन में बहुत सुगमता आ गई है, लेकिन सुगमता के साथ साथ जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटी भी लोगों की कम हो गई है। कहने का तात्पर्य है कि भारत सरकार और हम जो 2047 हमारा एक लक्ष्य है कि विकसित भारत, उसमें हमें AI को हर क्षेत्र में अडॉप्ट करना है। साथ ही हमें इस बात का ध्यान रखना है, इस बात के लिए हमें प्रयास करना पड़ेगा कि हम जो बच्चों को एडवोकेट बना के, लॉयर बना के मार्केट में उनको अपने जीवन स्ट्रगल करने के लिए जो नई पीढ़ी को तैयार कर रहे हैं, उनको हम किस तरह से आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के साथ जोड़ें और किस तरह से वो उसमें अधिक से अधिक सफल हों, और जो इकोनॉमी के फील्ड में है, किस तरह से आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस लोगों के लिए सुलभकारी हो, लाभकारी हो, और इससे जो लोग अनएम्प्लॉयड होंगे उनके लिए हमारे पास में क्या प्लान है। तो निश्चित रूप से किसी चीज में कुछ अच्छाइयाँ होती हैं, कुछ ना कुछ उसके दुष्परिणाम होते हैं, बट अल्टीमेटली AI इज अ वेरी नाइस थिंग and very advanced technology, and the future generation 5G generation will be based on the machine learning, artificial intelligence, robotics, etc. So definitely thank you very much, organizer, to give me the time to speak, opportunity to speak. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your insightful perspective with us. We deeply appreciate your time and expertise. Thank you so much, sir. Now we are on the last speaker. So our final guest speaker for today's session is Dr. Madhavi More, ma'am. She is the Assistant Professor, School of Law, in the Toby University, Lavasa, Pune, Maharashtra. He is an esteemed educator and researcher with over 11 years of experience in a legal education. She is actively participating in a national seminars and serving as a youth convener for the University Women's Association, Pune. Now I invite to the ma'am to deliver a valuable speech. Over to you, ma'am. Dr. Madhavi, ma'am.
Let's sir, please check whether she has joined or not.
I think that she joined, but she left. Just I call. I think that sorry to all the participants. So basically, due to the some emergency, our last speaker is not available, Dr. Madhavi More, ma'am. So I think that as per the schedule, So we are moved towards the end of the session. That is the vote of thanks. So a very good afternoon to everyone. I am Kailash Kaur, Vice Principal of SNBP Law College. Would like to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has contributed to today's international conference. Firstly, I special thank to the estimate management of our institute, Dr. D.K. Bhosle sir, Chairman of the SNBP Group of Institute, Dr. Varshali Bhosle ma'am, President of the Subhadra Education Society, Dr. Rutuja Bhosle ma'am, and Dr. Ms. Devani Bhosle ma'am, Director of the SNBP Group of Institute, and our Principal, Dr. Rohini Jagtap ma'am, for acting as the beacon and always pushing us towards the excellence making to this international conference possible. I also extend my gratitude to our knowledgeable and inspiring guest speaker, Dr. Nagesh Sawant sir, Associate Professor of the School of Law, Ajinkya D.Y. Patil University, Pune, Dr. Praveen Kumar Jha sir, President of the Youth Economic Associations and the State Executive Coordinator, Professor Dr. Rajendra Kumar sir, Professor of the Commerce, Rajdhani College, University of Delhi, Professor Manoj Kumar Mishra sir, Professor of the Economics, Dean Academicians of the University, and Advisor of the Board of the Members of the ISSMWA, for their valuable insights and the presentations which have greatly enriched our experience. I would also like to acknowledge the efforts of our organizing committee, the SNBP Law College, and the Social Science and the Management Association. Special thanks to the Mr. Brajesh Kumar sir. Your hard work and the dedications to have made this event success, and we appreciate all the time and energy you have invested. So lastly, big thank you to all the attendees for your participations and the enthusiasm. Your engagement is what makes our gathering meaningful. Thank you once again, and I look forward to seeing you all at your future events. Thank you so much. So all the participants request, so your next technical sessions will start. Advocate Arpita ma'am will continue the for technical session. Thank you so much.
A very warm good afternoon to all present here today, and a very beautiful presentation we started with, a very excellent conference that we are having today. With this, we continue with the remaining part of today's conference. I shall now call upon the presenter for today to present the research paper. The time allotted for each presenter would be 4 minutes. The screen will be shared, and I request Brajesh sir to please kindly help us with the sharing of the screen. And the first presenter for today, I call upon Dr. S. Jaya Chitra ma'am, and her topic is Multi-Stakeholder Partnerships for Sustainable and Participatory Rural Development in India. Ma'am is Associate Professor of Commerce in PSG College of Arts and Commerce Science in Coimbatore. So ma'am, can we have you here? Over to you. Is Dr. S. Jaya Chitra here? Ma'am, am I audible to you? I believe ma'am is not here. Ma'am, am I audible? Shall I, then in that case, in case ma'am joins, we can have her later. We go to the next presenter. The next presenter for today is Dr. Prajna P. Sawarkar. Artificial Intelligence in Criminal Justice is the name of the paper. He is Associate Professor Law in Navjeevan Law College, Nashik. So, Dr. Sawarkar, are you here? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Sir, would you like to present?
So I think the first one is not available.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ma'am is not available, so that is why we have asked you in case you you are okay and comfortable to present your research paper.
Okay. Can I share the PPT?
Yes, sir, certainly. I'll request Brajesh sir to please make him the host so that we can share.
Okay. See whether PPT is visible, ma'am.
Yes, sir, the PPT is visible. The PPT is visible.
Okay. Now, so good afternoon, all of you. So in the International Conference on Multidisciplinary Research in Law and Economics and Artificial Intelligence, so basically my topic is for the presentations. So I'll be prepared the research paper on this particular part, workplace gender justice, Indian POSH Act and the international practices. So specifically the Sexual Harassment of the Women at Workplace, Prevention of the Prohibitions and the Redressals Act 2013. So it will be tried to compare with the international perspective. So there was the little bit things will be there. If we are taking into consideration, there was the context of the importance of the promotions of the equality and the fairness in the global workplace. So as a concern with the India, basically there was the critical milestones in India's approach for the sexual harassments for the prevention. So it will be through the POSH Act 2013. So in this concern, if we are go through this aspect, so basically from the last many years, so the things was happen negatively at the time of if any woman will be working on the workplace and something was happened. So there was no any specific legislations and framing of the law for the protection of their things. So a lot of incident which was happened within the territory of India. In the same way, if we are taking into consideration the international perspective, so what initiative will be taken by the international organizations as well as the other countries for the protections and the preventions of these harassments of the women at the workplace will be there. So that is the comparative analysis of the Indian as well as the international practices on the workplace gender justice will be taken to consideration. So there was the few key provisions as a concern with the Indian government has taken the initiative for the protection of the women at the working place. So in that ratio, that is the specific what is meant by the sexual harassment will be there, the definition of the employer, obligations, complaint mechanisms, how the process will be there, how the act has tried to impact the workplace gender justice framework in India. There are the certain challenges and the implementations like cultural attitude towards the gender roles. Many times we are thinking that the male dominant society will be there. So in that ratio, so one side we are trying to consider the equality and the other sides will be under the pressures of the some traditional aspects as well as the cultural aspect. So power of dynamic in the workplace, some procedural inefficiency whenever the will try to enforcement of this act in this part. So again, the there was some cultural barriers also. Just we are go to some gender norms and the act of the effectiveness. There was the limited workplace awareness and the reporting issues. So many things will be there. So a lot of incident which was happening in the India and outside the territory of India, but only the few of them has been disclosed in that way, and that will be the considered. If each and everything will be disclosed, the people will be aware if the incident was happened, this type of provisions is in existence for getting the justice. So then it will be help to restrict or the prevention of the harassment of women at the workplace. Again, there was the some we are saying that the loopholes or some ambiguities in the legislations as well as the aspects which create an obstacle in the providing the justice to this type of offenses will be there. So there was the Parliament has passing the law, but it may be the delay, and even though there was no any executions in this aspect. In the international perspective, whatever the initiative will be taken. So just we are go through some United States of America. There was the Title 7 of the Civil Rights Acts, which provide the certain guidelines to protections of the women at the workplace. In United Kingdom also, Equality Act 2010, which was passed, which focus on the preventing of the workplace discriminations. The same way, if European Union is also will think considered, so gender equality directives and workplace protections will be provided. So international labor organizations, there are the conventions, that is we are saying that the 190 number conventions will be there, has tried to framework the workplace violence and harassment will be there. So these are the certain initiative will be taken by the international organizations as well as the other countries will try to compare with the Indian ratio. So if a comparison will be taken into consideration, so basically the comprehensive training programs, clear employer responsibilities, stronger enforcement mechanism, weakness of the POSH Act, limited scope assessing the power of the structure, need for the greater accountability, and the cross-cultural sensitive gaps. So if we comparing these aspects, so little bit something was lacking in India as well as globally. So it's not the limited to the particular territory, but whenever we are considered the there was the harassment of the women at the working place. So we require to framing international as well as the globally strong framework, that is the legal framework, which try to prevent this aspect will be there. So United States has tried to focus on the accountability, that is the strong punitive measures and the non-compliance. UK also tried to emphasize the preventions and the proactive steps towards the prevent of harassment. European Union will be considered the gender equality, which is the legislative commitment at the workplace, and considering to the international labor organizations and the conventions, so it will be applicable the certain guidelines for providing the certain gender justice will be there. No doubt, this is the international aspect, which is not the mandates over the country, but as in a direct things will take into consideration these parts will be there. There was the few recommendations will be there, how to improve or enhancing the POSH acts with comparing to the international aspect. So in that I show cross-cultural sensitivity, that is adapting the policies of the India's diverse culture landscape. That is the we know that which type of system and which type of things which was existed within the territory of India. So through these aspects. Training programs, that is the mandatory awareness training programs for all employees is required. Legal reforms, that is clearer procedures, stronger employer accountability is required. Policy integrations, alignments of the POSH Acts with international standards and the competitiveness. So these things will be there. So now we are trying to conclude these things. That is the importance, key takeaways, that is the importance of the more inclusive and the robust approach is required. The future directions, that is the build a stronger and the globally alignments legal framework in India, that thing will be there. So this is the just some abstractive points as tried to presenting here. So whatever the in details, that will be the paper will be prepared accordingly in this aspect. Thank you so much for giving opportunity for presenting this paper. Thank you so much.
Am I audible? Thank you, Kailash Sponsor, for your research paper presentation. Now I call upon M.R. Ramesh sir, Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research. This is the name of the paper. Sir, are you available here? Ramesh sir, are you available? I think sir is not available. We go to the next participant. And the next participant is Dr. Lakshman Narayan, Artificial Intelligence in Digital Age, Opportunities and Challenges in Economic Perspective. Dr. Narayan, are you here for your presentation? I believe Dr. Narayan is also not here. We shall have the presentation later, probably lined up later. The next participant is Mr. Stephen Berganza. His topic is Smart Farming, Smarter Future. So I hope Mr. Berganza is here.
I'm there.
You're not. Yes, you're audible. Over to you, sir.
Able to hear me? Hello.
Yes, you are audible, sir. Yes, you are audible.
I'll just put my screen on. Just let me see.
Are you able to share your screen?
I'm just attempting that.
Okay. Yes, we can see your screen. Yes, we can.
Is it clear?
Yes,
Hello?
quite clear. Yes,
Okay.
yes, it is clear. Please carry on.
Thank you for giving the opportunity to speak on this international conference of research, law in economics and AI. I take this opportunity to thank our chairman, Dr. D.K. Bhosle, principal, Madam Rohini Jagtap, vice principal, Sir Kailash Paul, sir, department HOD, Madam Priya, and our class teacher, Nanda Mali. I'll begin this. This is about using AI in the farming sector or the agriculture sector. And what it says is, how do we use AI for data collection, data analysis, decision making, and automation? And this whole AI process is a very new process, and therefore there are steps involved that I will detail out slowly. And from this perspective, data collection is the most important part. Then once we collect the data, we go on for data analysis. Then we go for data decision making and the automation. The whole scheme is this. Now I'll detail out how the scheme actually works. What we do is first we use data analysis in terms of the existing data which is existing with the AI algorithms. We figure out what is the predictive analysis of the AI model as to what can be possible with the existing data. We automate parts of it, which is the fourth step. So we generate the AI model and the algorithms, and we see what kind of automations may be possible. So this whole process is a multi-dimensional process, which helps us to have an approach, AI approach to agriculture. I'll detail the relevant steps in the next slide. So most important aspect of this is we need certain devices to collect the data. Now these devices are known as IoT devices. Now IoT devices, they have sensors, and full form of IoT is Internet of Things. These devices, they can collect soil moisture, sensors, temperature, humidity, weather. They can collect all this kind of data. This can also be used for remote sensing. For example, the satellite imagery, which is collected through satellites, drones, and other sensors, high resolution sensors that can even check what is the crop health. If we collect all the data and we put it through the algorithm, at the same time, the predictive algorithm will show us a path, and the sensors will also do a real-time monitoring saying that, look, this is what we predicted, but what is actually happening on the ground. Now, if you try to do this manually, the data points are running into millions. So since the data points are running into millions, it's physically not possible for human beings to be able to do it on a large scale. So this is where AI comes in, and like how as human beings we have eyes, nose, and skin to sense what's going around, the AI needs IoT devices to be able to receive the data inside. Let's look at what is the critical role of IoT devices, where all it can be used. It can be used in terms of automating the water usage, which is automated control. For example, some areas need more water and some places need less water. For example, the program has been released to release 100 liters of water into the field. But yesterday there has been a drizzle and the moisture is already there in the soil. So we don't need that much water to be released into the soil. So the IoT devices and the AI will restrict water flow in the next day. It can also do yield forecasting, wherein we can predict that this year what is going to be the yield based on what inputs have been there. And the most important thing that I felt was the disease and pest prediction. Pest and disease don't land in one day. Before we see them with the human eyes, there's already a process which is started in the soil and above the soil and below the soil. For example, if you see your rose plant at home suddenly dying off and you keep wondering what's happening to it, but actually there's a fungus that has caught onto the root. But by the time it comes to you and you see the brown part of your rose plant, then you realize that it's probably dead. But using IoT devices and algorithms, we can predict what is the kind of disease that is going into the plants. Now, this is a mammoth task if India wants to go ahead. And for us, Government of India has gone ahead and said, we are going to invest in this process. And they have earmarked a budget of 6,000 crores, where they want to involve some 6,000 farmers and 15,000 acres of land to see how this precision farming can be done using the AI. The various departments of agriculture, the finance department, and the land have come together and forming this program with this budget allocated across to them. There will be a struggle of AI in India. There are going to be challenges. It's not going to be easy while going to implement AI on the agriculture front in India. Especially, it has a lot of potential. No doubt that it has a lot of potential. At the same time, it has very real-time challenges if you want to implement this. One is the digital divide and the infrastructure. The limited internet connectivity to the rural areas is a big issue. In fact, in cities also we find sometimes the bandwidth is not really available. India needs to invest into more CBV cables, which is connecting India to the world. We have probably, I think, CBV 5, which runs from Bombay and Madras under the ocean. We need more of those connectivities, and this connectivity has to land at these points in Bombay and Chennai, and also to the rural area and the hill station areas where this is a big problem right now. Digital literacy towards has to be moving up. Of course, because of Jio, we have got used to all the Insta and the Reels and all, but the real work on the mobile, which is actually to do with banking and the agriculture, is yet to take place. But nevertheless, Insta and Reel is a beginning to it, and we are going to move towards real-time digital literacy at the rural area. Second is data accessibility and quality. Data scarcity is very high. It's available with various departments, but in the manners they have been kept, the past data is not much of use in the way it has been tabulated. We need to normalize the data to the fifth normal form to be able to use that in that context. Second is data privacy and security concerns of the farmers is very high. As we heard, data protection law is there, but many of our farmers are still hesitant to take on technology. They do not want to share their intricate data of their farmland, and they are a little reluctant, and over a period of time, we have to win them over. Investment is quite high, though Government of India has put in 6,000 crores, but it is minuscule in terms of the mammoth task that we have for ourselves. This is a very
Please conclude, sir. Please conclude.
Okay, it's a quite costly affair, and the maintenance is the capex and the opex is extremely high for this. I've already spoken about the skill gap in terms of internet not reaching, and also people being trained about this AI part of it in the rural side. Policy framework, for example, you have drones which are required, but you need a lot of permissions to run the drones on the farmland. You need police regulations and all. So that is a tough part to deal with, and also intellectual property rights, because AI algorithms and all setup need to be protected by the law. I've discussed about the cultural and social barriers, so I'll just move ahead. What are the key benefits? We have increased yield coming in, resource utilization will be good. We have been using a lot of medicines, pesticide and insecticide to control things. That will be reduced, and therefore the cost will be reduced. Therefore, we'll be environmental sustainable because we'll use lesser water. We'll have better food, so we'll not be too much worried that too much of pesticide has been used in the food. We can avoid that. Food security for India will be definitely on the table, and this AI technology can evolve to solve our agriculture problem in a very immense manner. And therefore, to conclude, I would say that AI in agriculture has a long way to go in India, and it has a bright future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bagenza, for your paper presentation. Now I call upon the next speaker, Mr. Vinay Kumar Singh, the role.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, all of you.
Thank you, sir. Please start.
I am audible, ma'am.
Yes, yes, sir. You are absolutely audible.
And my PPT.
Your PPT is getting presented. Yes, it is presented, sir. Please carry on.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much. My title is The Role of Artificial Intelligence in Education, Current Progress and Future Prospects. The evolution of AI in education, historical context. The evolution of AI education is traced back to 1960, where the initial focus was the computer-assisted instruction. And in the 1980 advancement, the AI led the development of International Journal Artificial Intelligence in Education, focusing on AI research and its educational application. The 1990s witnessed significant progress with the defeat the work Chase champion Gary Kasparov in IBM and Deep Blue demonstration AI potential in education. And the objective, the artificial intelligence is simulation and human intelligence into a computer machine so that it can think and act like human. AI system designed to simulate and replicate human cognition ability and perception, reasoning, learning, and problem solving. AI really algorithm and computational model and progress analyze a large amount of data and making a prediction and decision based on the uniform information. AI various use the application different sector in including education. AI. Artificial intelligence in education, AIED refers to application AI technical and technology in the field of the education. Various application AI education, adopting learning. AI algorithm analyze student performs data, create the personalized learning path. It can identify knowledge gaps, suggestion, appreciate learning and material, and adjust difficulties, level, content, optimize, and learning process for each student. Intelligent tutorial system. The system analyzes learner data, adopt and curriculum to individual need and offer interactive and engaging learning experience. Data analysis and predictive model and intelligence learning and management system LM. This system can automate administrative tasks such as scheduling and grading, allowing teacher and focus more instruction. Automated grading and feedbacks and intelligence content creation. AI generate educational content and quizzes, exercise and instrumental materials. Natural language process NLP. NLP can be language learning application, automated easy grading and intelligent chatbot and provided answer as student inquiries. Virtual reality and augmented reality. Step taken by the government to use the AI education system. The National Education Policy introduced 2020 recommendation introducing contemporary subject like the artificial intelligence in curriculum. According to NEP, the National Council of Education Research (NCERT) started the process of development of new education curriculum framework, school education, during which potential for the aiding in introductory course and artificial intelligence at the secondary level. And the meeting and Central Board of Secondary CBSE has been introduced artificial intelligence subject 9th and 11th from the 2020-21. Their affiliated schools. Moreover, they introduced the 4-year integrated teacher training education program and NISTA integrated training program for the teacher, head teacher, principal, and other stakeholders and education management. NISTA training program they admitted online through the Diksha portal. A new education policy and artificial intelligence. In integrated of technology in NEP 2020 suggests the technology can help improve the quality of education, enhance assessment to education, and provide the personalized learning and experience. AI in curriculum. NEP proposed the introduce AI coding and school curriculum from the class 6 onward. AI teacher training. This is intended and help the teacher and technology effective their teaching practices to keep up with the latest development in technology. AI powered assessment and National Education Training Forum. It will be serve the platform, the exchange ideas, experiments, and best practices. And present challenges in using their education, lack of trust and transparency, limited access to technology, complexity and implementations, and need to teacher training, ethical concern, impact of the human interactions, and opportunity of use AI education, the future of AI education, emerging trend and technological in AI, vision of AI education in India, and future prospect of AI. Future prospect including development of AI-driven tools that will make the learning more interactive and engaging for student, and way ahead comprehensive policy framework, investment of infrastructure and research, capacity building and teacher training, continuous evaluation and improvement. Conclusion. The integration of artificial intelligence in education is a set up learning by the personalized education experience, enhancing accessibility and addressing the global education challenges. With emerging trend like adopting learning technology and impressive learning and environment, AI promise to make education more engaging and effective. India proactive approach toward the incorporation AI into the educational framework signify a commitment to prepare a student for the future where AI plays the pivot role in shaping career and society. The use of artificial intelligence and education intended revolutionary step in the immense potential to reform an education system if used properly in its ethical manner. The main role of AI education is automation, both academically and administrative tasks, personalized learning, smart content, and all-time accessibility. Over the course of time, AI resolved and issued the accessibility in several fields like health, environment, etc. Indian potential AI growth, the mid and something currently most of the traction and India is from the AI pilot project from the government and agriculture health sector and emerging AI startup in the cities like Bangalore and Hyderabad. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you, sir, for such a lovely, enriching presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So, shall we have the next presenter today? The next presenter is Ms. Nehal Ashok Rao Watane, the impact of AI on law. Is Ms. Nehal here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so over to you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Over to you. Please start.
Yes. I'm not share the slide.
You have You have that part where you can share the screen. It's down there. Can you see it on your screen? Screen sharing rights are already given. I think Vijay sir has already given the rights to share the screen. Are you able to share the screen? Vijay sir, can you please look into this? Make a
चालू में वहीं से प्रॉब्लम है, आप उसको ओपन करिए। मैं
yeah. We can see the screen. Snehal ma'am, we can see the screen. Please
Yes,
present.
ma'am. Yes. मैम मेरे को प्रॉब्लम जा रहा है।
मैडम आप पीपीटी को ओपन किया है आपने?
पीपीटी
आपने
मैम
गलत
सर ये जो स्क्रीन दिख रही है
आपने
ये
गलत स्क्रीन शेयर किया है मैम। आप इसको फिर से अलग करिए, स्टॉप करिए जी। आपका पीपीटी ऑन है?
पीपीटी ऑन नहीं है सर।
आप
पीपीटी पे जाना है क्या सर?
पीपीटी को ऑन कर लीजिए।
ओके सर। हाँ किया है सर।
प्रेजेंट करिए, प्रेजेंट नाउ।
सर मेरे को थोड़ा
अभी
प्रॉब्लम।
आपने जैसा प्रेजेंट नाउ पे किया था ना, प्रेजेंट नाउ में क्लिक करेंगे तो आप देखिए वहां पे विंडो पे, आप देखिए आप अपने पीपीटी पे जाके क्लिक कर दीजिए।
सर प्लीज हेल्प, आप कर सकते हैं क्या? आप पे मेल पे मैंने पीपीटी शेयर की है।
स्माइलीच्या शेजारचा आयकॉन क्लिक करा.
हाँ केलं सर.
अपवर्ड एरो आहे त्याच्यामध्ये.
ऑल्सो शेअर टॅब ऑडिओ आलाय सर आणि व्हॉट्सअप आलेला आहे आणि वरती क्रोम टॅब विंडो एंटायर स्क्रीन आलेला आहे.
एंटायर स्क्रीन.
हाँ एंटायर स्क्रीन मध्ये गेल्यावर एंटायर स्क्रीन मध्ये गेल्यावर याची जे स्क्रीन चालू आहे तेच दिसत आहे सर.
मॅम तुमची पीपीटी ओपन करून ठेवा ना त्याच्यामध्ये ऑलरेडी.
Yeah, we can see it. Yes, ma'am, we can see your presentation. You carry on now. Yes.
Make it full
फर्स्ट
screen.
टाइम now presentation.
Yeah, all the best. Please carry on.
Full
Thank
screen
you.
करा.
Thank you. Good afternoon, one and all. I am Snehal Watane, visiting faculty of Dr. Panjabra Deshmukh College of Law, Amravati. Today, my topic for presentation on the impact of artificial intelligence on law with special reference to a critical analysis of copyright in AI-assisted digital contents in the light of claim of originality with decided case laws. Abstract of my topic is the artificial intelligence and music has created a big question nowadays that who or what owns the legal melody, a machine or a human. Infringement is less likely when the music is produced by AI without any human authorship. But how does the lack of human authorship affect copyright protection consideration? The paper also briefly examines the possible economics of providing copyright protection for AI composed music or of refusing to recognize such a music as copyrightable on the music industry. The abstract concludes by noting the importance of devising a legal framework that will encourage innovation of the AI that composes this music, protect the human creators that contribute to its creation, and ensure that such humans receive fair compensation. Next slide is introduction. For lullabies that soothe our infancy to anthems that ignite our souls, music has woven itself into the fabric of our lives, providing souls and sparking joy. Legally, when we talk about music under copyright, we are referring to the ownership of the composition or recording itself. This ownership grants the holder exclusive rights to its distribution and reproduction, as well as the ability to license it and earn royalties. Essentially, it's the legal framework that protects the creative expression embodied in the music. Copyright must be original and fixed in tangible form, such as sound recording recorded on a CD or literary work printed on paper. A musical work is the composition itself and does not include the lyrics or any sounds. It receives the full set the right under copyright law, just like literary, dramatic, or artistic work. Different people involved in creating a song can hold copyrights for their specific contributions. The lyrics owns the copyright for the word, the composer holds the copyright for the melody and harmony, and the singer has a separate performer's right for their unique interpretation. Each contributor can independently claim copyright protection for their piece of the musical pie. The next keywords: copyright, artificial intelligence, and music. Objective: to consider the meaning of AI, to discuss the concept of AI, to analyze AI and copyright law in India, to study and analyze the concept of claim of originality, to draw conclusion and suggest recommendation that highlights the significance of claim of originality, to analyze few landmark case laws on claim of originality of copyright. Hypothesis: artificial intelligence is equally important in modern era with future aspects. Meaning: what is copyright? The word copyright is a mixture of two words, copy and write. To be more precise, copyright means right to copy, wherein only the creator or his authorized person has a right to reproduce a work. In simple words, a legal right which possessed by the owner of intellectual property is a copyright. When any work is exclusively created by the independent intellect of a creator without any duplication is called original work of authorship. Anyone who is the original creator of any work, he automatically has a right over it and also can prevent anyone else to use it or copy it or replicate it for his own use. The creator may voluntarily register for copyright if the creator wants to be secure in and have an upper hand in the legal system. By registering this, the creator can file a suit against a person replicating his work. Concepts such as discoveries, slogans, brand names, logos, concepts, domain name, theories, and titles are all excluded from the purview of copyright and falls under the category of trademarks and patents. For any speech, idea, discovery, etc. to copyright needs to be written down in physical form. Copyright in different fields. Copyright in literary work. Literary work means painting, sculpture, a drawing, including diagram, map, chart, or plan. Copyright in dramatic, copyright in musical work, copyright in sound recording. What is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence meaning. Artificial intelligence refers to computer systems that are capable of performing tasks traditionally associated with human intelligence. In essence, artificial intelligence is about teaching machines to think and learn like humans with the goal of automatic work or solving problems more efficiently. What is history of artificial intelligence? AI as a concept began to take off in the 1950s when a computer scientist Alan Turing released the paper Computing Machinery and Intelligence, which questions if machines could think and how one would test a machine's intelligence. The term artificial intelligence was coined in 1956 by computer scientist John M.C. Cartridge in an academic conference at Dartmouth College. What is important of artificial intelligence? AI is able to interpret and sort data. Artificial intelligence, how does AI work? Machine learning, neural networks, deep learning, neural language processing, computer vision. Advantages of AI, automatic repetitive tasks, solving complex problems, improving customer experience, advancing healthcare and medicine, reducing human error. Disadvantages of AI, job displacement, bias and discrimination, privacy concerns, environmental cost. Applicability of AI, healthcare, retail, customer service, manufacturing, finance, marketing, gaming, military.
Ma'am, we request you to kindly wrap up your presentation a little soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Kindly wrap up the presentation because the time given is 4 minutes only for each.
Yes, ma'am. Last slide, ma'am. Conclusion. Indian judiciary has played an important role in the effective implementation of artificial intelligence in Copyright Act. Effective implementation of artificial intelligence in Copyright Act is very much needed in today's modern era as all the procedures of law and the other fields of every section is completely based in the working of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence should be proved very effective weapons in the hands of common man and the whole society and the entire community of commerce and law to make their work too much easy and reduce the manpower. Artificial intelligence has its significance in not only India but in the whole world also. Next slide. Recommendation: campus should be organized to make people aware about the vast significance of artificial intelligence in cities as well as in the village. Also, as in villages, the awareness about the artificial intelligence is very down. Seminars should be organized on the working of artificial intelligence as many people are not aware of the scope and the result of artificial intelligence. Training programs should be arranged to make the official cautions to perform their duties sincerely. Thanks for giving such opportunity for presentation of my topic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for the lovely presentation. Thank you so much. Now I request the next presenter, Dr. Reena Nilima Lakra, The role of artificial intelligence in rural development in India, special concern with Jharkhand.
Yes,
Dr.
ma'am. I'm
Yes,
present. Yes, ma'am.
yes,
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
present. Yes, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Reena Nilima Lakra, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, SP Mahila College, Dumka, Jharkhand. Today, I will be discussing the role of artificial intelligence in rural development in India with special attention to its potential in Jharkhand. AI, as we know, is reshaping industries globally, but its impact on rural development, especially in underdeveloped regions like Jharkhand, can be revolutionary. Let's explore how it can bridge gap in agriculture, healthcare, education, and governance and address the unique challenges faced by rural communities. Agriculture is the backbone of rural India, and in Jharkhand, a majority of the population depends on it for their livelihood. However, small farmers often face challenges such as unpredictable weather, poor soil management, and low productivity. AI has the potential to address these issues through AI-powered tools can provide real-time weather forecasts, crop monitoring, and soil analysis. This allows farmers to make informed decisions about irrigation, pesticide uses, and harvesting times, thus improving crop yields. AI-enabled irrigation system can optimize water usage, helping farmers save resources while maintaining healthy crops, crucial in regions facing water scarcity. A practical example of AI's impact can be seen in the Kisan Suvidha app, where weather predictions, market prices, and advisory services are provided to farmers through AI-driven algorithms, making it easier for rural farmers to plan their activities. Jharkhand's rural healthcare infrastructure is often underdeveloped with limited access to medical professionals and facilities. AI has the potential to overcome these barriers by providing AI-driven telemedicine platforms can connect rural patients with doctors in urban centers, offering diagnosis and treatment suggestions remotely. This reduces travel time and costs for rural patients while ensuring timely medical interventions. AI powered diagnostics. AI can be used to analyze patient data from X-ray, MRIs, and other medical reports. AI-based tools like Arogya Setu have been instrumental during the COVID-19 pandemic, providing early warnings and helping to track infection rates in rural areas. This has immense potential for remote tribal regions of Jharkhand, where healthcare access is challenging, reducing dependency on physical visits to far off health centers. In education is another area where AI can bring about transformative changes in Jharkhand's rural landscape, particularly in reducing high dropout rates. AI can help in personalized learning. AI-powered platforms can offer personalized learning experiences to students, tailoring the content to their individual learning pace and style. This is especially useful in areas where teachers may not be able to give individual attention to each student. And local language resources. AI can develop educational content in local languages and dialects, making it easier for rural children to understand and engage. This can significantly improve literacy and retention rates among tribal children. Additionally, there are many other educational platforms that are popular in urban areas, could be adopted for rural use with AI driven content in regional languages like Hindi, Santali, Kuruh, Mundari, and Ho for tribal students in Jharkhand. Governance and public service delivery in rural areas often suffer from inefficiency due to lack of data and logistical challenges. AI can play a crucial role in improving governance by data-driven decision making. AI can help local governments analyze large data sets to identify gaps in services such as water supply, roads, and sanitation. This helps in the efficient allocation of resources and better monitoring of rural development projects. Next is governance grievance redressal. AI powered chatbots and or applications can allow citizens to lodge complaints, seek assistance, or access information regarding government schemes, making governance more accessible to rural populations. While AI offers immense potential, there are significant challenges in implementing it in Jharkhand, such as digital literacy. Many rural residents lack of digital literacy to use AI-based tools effectively. Infrastructure gaps, poor internet connectivity, and lack of access to modern technology in remote villages make it difficult to deploy AI solutions. And last one is cost. AI solutions require investment in infrastructure and training, which can be costly for rural communities. To sum up, AI holds great promise for rural development in India, particularly in states like Jharkhand, where infrastructure gaps, economic challenges, and rural isolation can be overcome with innovative solutions. AI can enhance agricultural productivity, improve healthcare access, personalize education, and support better governance. However, for AI to truly benefit rural areas, we need investments in infrastructure, digital literacy, and strong policy support to overcome the challenges. With the right approach, AI can catalyze sustainable growth and development, helping Jharkhand's rural communities move towards a more prosperous future. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your research papers of presentation. Thank you so much. Now we go to the next participant is Ms. Meenakshi Singh, available here. People neglect machine recall, artificial intelligence and the right to be forgotten. Is Ms. Meenakshi Singh available? In case we don't have Ms. Meenakshi Singh, can we now go further to Ms. Neetu Jain? Is Ms. Neetu Jain here for her paper presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome so much. All over to you. Just try to share your screen.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much. Mental health stigma is a negative attitude or idea about a mental health features of a person or group of a people. It relates to social disapproval of the person or group based on the mental health features, the negative social attitude attached to a characteristic of an individual that may be regarded as a mental, physical, or social deficiency. A stigma implies social disapproval and can lead unfairly to discrimination against and exclusion of the individual. Depression can lead to anxiety and other mental health problems. Physical health, stress, and anxiety can also cause physical health problems. Negative beliefs can come from anywhere. Even a person's own thoughts can be due to their own poor mental health conditions. For example, most stigmas are associated with mental illnesses like depression, due to which the person feels different from normal people, feel less capable than expected. Bullying and harassment, stigma can also have larger problems that go beyond impacts on individual. For example, people suffered from may become homeless or hopeless and develop substance use disorders. Some may be come with terms of violent crimes. Role of artificial intelligence, it has revolutionized the potential of mental health care to meet patients' needs. OpenAI released conversational chat in 2022. Begun to see the potential of AI for mental health, even ChatGPT, therapy, and the creation of AI tools for therapists. Artificial intelligence reducing the stigma of mental health, and with the increasing demand for mental health care, AI offers cost-effective support to practitioners and clients, and in some cases a replacement for human-led treatments. In this article, it also proves that we thought you might like to download our 3 positive psychology exercise. These science-based exercises explore fundamental aspects of voice processing, chatbots, and so in so it so like this all these things, we can say that AI is very useful in present era to reducing the mental health diseases. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. The next presenter is Dr. Mamta Rani, Law, Economics, and Artificial Intelligence. Dr. Mamta, are you available here? Dr. Mamta, are you available? In case you are not, then we proceed to the next speaker. And the next presenter is Dr. Piyush Kiradu, Artificial Intelligence in Criminal Justice. Do we have Dr. Piyush here today with us?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Fine. Over to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Can I share my screen to you?
Yes, sir. Please do share. I think, yeah.
I'm just trying to, ma'am.
Yes, please. Kindly stick to the time limit of 4 minutes, sir. I'll just request you for that.
Ma'am, can you see my PPT now?
Yes, sir. We can see your PPT.
Okay, ma'am. At first, I want to thank you, ma'am, for giving me such opportunity for presentation. I'm Dr. Piyush Kumar from Brajesh Jain Law College, and my topic is the artificial intelligence in the criminal justice. So I divided my whole topic in a particular sum of points, which are the introductory part. After that, I define what is the mean of the artificial intelligence. In the introductory part, I divided that what is the mean of the artificial intelligence and what is the AI and the criminal justice system worldwidely overview, and AI and the Supreme Court and the other courts guidance. AI in the new criminal laws and conclusions and suggestions I have been given in the end. So when talking about the artificial intelligence, the artificial intelligence means AI is a rapidly advancing the field of the computer science. In the mid 1950s, when talking about the John McCarthy, who has been accredited as the father of AI, define it as the science and engaging of the making the intelligent machine. Uh, Conceptually, AI is the ability of a machine to perceive and respond to its environment independently and the perform tasks that would typically require the human intelligence and decision-making process, but without direct the human intervention. So, artificial intelligence has rapidly inflated various aspects of the human life, and the criminal justice system is no exception. So the potential benefits of the AI in the field are immense, including the enhanced crime predictions, improved decision making, and the more efficient resource allocation. However, the integration of the AI into criminal justice also raises the significant concerns regarding the privacy bias and the potential from the misuse. Polishing and the prominent application of AI utilize the data analysis to identify the high crime areas and predict future and the criminal activities. While this can help the law enforcement of the agency allocate the resource more effectively, so it is also raises the concern about the discriminatory targeting of the manufacturing communities. Moreover, the reliance of the historical data can perpetuate the existing bias of the enforcing the systematic inequities, and privacy is another major concern. So AI system often collect the analyze the vast amount of personal data, including the location, information, social media activity, and the criminal records. So this raises the question about the existence of which individuals can accept their privacy to protect in the digital age, because we are now living in the digital age, so it's our duty to control it. So additionally, there is a risk that the AI power surveillance system could be used to disappropriately targeting the marginalized the groups, while AI offers the promising the opportunity to enhance the criminal justice system. So it is essential to carefully consider the risk of limitation to ensure that the AI is used ethically and effectively. Uh, when we are going to the next slide, I put some worldwide presentations, which is belongs to the China, United Kingdom, and the India. Simply in the China and the UK, when we're talking about the China use the immense evidence. We are received the crime scenes and the aid in the investigations, and the in India the crime mapping, the transaction of the documents, NCRB, National Crime Records Bureau, AI to analyze the crime data, etc. are mainly used to fact of the criminals are also using the AI. So we have the responsibility that we also update yourself in the field of the crime mapping and the local investigation. We also use the facial recognitions and the government projects and the cyber crime investigation AI powered tools in India also. So the best practices are conclusion we're talking about the transparency and the accountability also. And when we go through the United Kingdom and UK, there are the also AI use which I mentioned with the two cases also, RV Rajol versus UKHL. It's a UK case about the DNA analysis, and the state versus the Williams. which is also recommendations and given the good right to use the AI techniques, because the criminals are at that time being very advanced, and we have also to use the techniques according the criminals to put them bar and leave our society free from the any fear. So there are the AI and the new Indian criminal laws also introduced before some times. So I include new laws also, like the BNSS and the BSA and BNS. When we're talking about the BNSS, Bharatiya Nyaya Suraksha Sanhita. So as we know, after arresting a people and they are doing the crime, we need a fast recovery techniques. We are living in the global and the digital era, where the every work is done by the techniques and the technology. So the technology means there are the machines with working the way, every work of the human beings. So the machines are doing very work, every work being the easy. So it is also used in the Indian judicial system also, in the criminal system, you can say. So the investigations also started from the police, and they are also used the AI utilizations in the digital, in the forensic science, data analysis, and the document analysis, and the facial recognition technique to introduce the how the criminals can be working their works. So the face identification is also a today need. So AI technique also help in this particular situations. So the facial recognition techniques and the other softwares also using for that. And when we go in the courtroom, there are also the trial documents, review, legal research, predictive analysis also uses. There are not a certain examples of that, but the techniques are using continuously by the court. So the our Niti Aayog also makes the many committees for that, and the Niti Aayog publish an artificial article that say the national integrity for AI for the all. So include the bias awareness among the people and make of use of the AI. In after the 2019 pandemic, the court has undergone the completely digitalization, and we know the court has now become the e-courts. So today it is the call of time. We have to be updated yourself in the digitalization era also. So the Supreme Court of India committee has launched the two particularly launched the two and tested softwares. This name, first one is SUVAS, which called Supreme Court Vidik Anuvad software. It is also used in the Supreme Court and with translate to documents from English to 9 different languages. And the Supreme Court portal for the assistance in the court efficiency, which is called in short SUPACE. This is also used for the data minimizing and the case tracking and the legal study and the other similar works. So in short, we can say the AI system is using in the court, and the BNS, we can say the operating for the policing, the data privacy, cyber security, etc. also using, and the in our taking the evidence, we use the particularly the documents review. We need a AI system which can help digital forensic system also here. And the when we going the cross,
Please conclude. Please conclude.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm closing. Yes, sir. expert also use the AI technique to for course examination to witness. So in conclusion, I can say that while AI is offer promising the opportunity to enhance the criminal justice system, it is essential to carefully consider to the potential risk of the limitation to ensure that the AI is used ethically and efficiently. It is crucial to develop the robust safeguard and address bias the product individuality privacy. Artificial intelligence is a criminal justice, is a, we can say, a double-edged sword which can be used very carefully. And I will last conclude with my pros and cons for using the AI. We can say that the AI can keep. We should have to be keep a close eye on the effectiveness and be aware of the potential benefits of the AI. Acute behavior can be affected by the various factors which can beyond the comprehensive of the AI. So we can't say that the AI can do the whole the works of judicial system, but yes, it's we can say you perform a duty and rest to be God, as the Gita says in chapters 18. So we have our duty to perform well, even though we are the simple civilians, or we are judiciary person or lawyers. It's our duty to work hard in every field. So to combat with the crime, it's our duty that we also updated yourself with the technology, and AI is the good platform for that. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me such opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. The next presenter for today's research paper is Advocate Arpita Goswami, and that happens to be me. And first, I thank our esteemed management and Dr. D.K. Bhosle, Chairman, sir, SNBP Group of Institute, and Advocate Dr. Rutuja Bhosle, ma'am, Director, SNBP Group of Institute, our visionary principal, Dr. Rohini Jagtap, and our respective principal, Mr. Kailash Paul, and of course, our collaborating partner, Science and Social Science and Management Welfare Association, for having given us this opportunity to present a research paper on law, economics, and AI, artificial intelligence. I shall be sharing my screen. Yes, I'm sharing my screen. Is my screen available?
Not yet.
Is my screen aware? Can you see my screen now?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, is my presentation also available? Can it be seen?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, talking about AI and talking about law, now I start with a very basic thing. As in the words of Albert Einstein himself, the hardest. Sorry.
Full screen कीजिए.
I have done full screen.
In the PPT itself.
Okay. Is it now? Now is it? Now is it available? Can it be seen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So, as Albert Einstein himself has said, that the hardest thing to understand in the world is income tax, and I'm speaking it quite relatively in his words. However, the whole research paper is about to give handy knowledge about what exactly amounts to be capital assets, what are the different types of capital assets, and what is the taxation on those different type of capital assets. This is the entire research paper about. And as we know that AI is one field which has not left income tax at all. In fact, coming of AI has been a boom for income tax. And the things which used to be taking lot many days and years, the returns which used to be processed after taking probably 3 to 4 years are now being done in a jiffy. It is being done in blink of a eye, and it is done in seconds. So this also covers the kind of response that we have investments which are actually transcending the national borders. That is talking about taxation and its implication, investments in cryptocurrency, in derivatives, future and options. So how law, taxation, as well as AI are working in together, collaboration with it. Just to give you a short, knowledge into what exactly we are dealing with. We are dealing with two types of gains. In income tax, there is a short-term and long-term gain, while the short-term actually pertains to the assets which are held less than 12 months. And now with the new budget, it is being taxed at 15%. Well, earlier, these the same shares and stocks, if you were holding for less than 12 months, they were taxed at a concessional rate of 10%. Mutual funds, there are certain which are classified mutual funds, are taxed 20%, but definitely if it is purchased after April 1st. Talking about property, which is basically concern of many people, I do get a question. I've been working on taxation and mainstream law for last 20 years. So property is definitely a major concern. When can property be considered as a short term and when can it be considered as a long term? So if you're holding a property for less than 12 months, it definitely becomes a short term gain. And when you have a short term gain, the tax is as per the normal applicable tax slab rates. Talking about property, shares and stock, after budget, and that too long term. So if we talk about long term, shares and stocks which are held over 12 months shall be considered as long term, and the same definition has also been provided for property holding. Though earlier the taxation of property was long-term capital gain was at 20%, but this time the government has reduced it to 12.5%. However, there's a very important catch for all of us to be taking a quiet note is indexation. Now, previously, before 24-25, indexation of the property was permissible in long-term capital gain. However, from this year, post-budget, indexation has been made optional. So, which means if you opt for indexation of the property and then you attempt a sale, then your taxation would be 20%. Otherwise, without indexation, your long-term capital gain will be taxed at 12.5%. Now, equity mutual funds and debt mutual funds are something which will be covered very elaborately on my paper. Though a quick brief look into it, equity mutual funds are generally taxed over 10% above a gain of 1 lakh. Now, talking about exemptions to short-term capital gain, I come across such kind of questions many a time from many people. Now, when we talk about short-term capital gain, especially pertaining to agricultural land. Now, if your land is agriculture and it is within the limit, basically outside the limit of the municipality of the town, it shall be considered as agricultural land, and whatever short-term gain you gain out of it can be absolutely exempted, 100% exempted, provided you use the same sale proceed as a reinvestment in another agricultural land. So you don't end up paying any tax on that. That is Section 54B of the Income Tax Act. And similarly, Section 54D of Income Tax Act deals with industrial land and industrial building. That is, if you sell such kind of buildings, and even if it is termed at short term, you can exempt yourself from the entire taxation process by reinvesting the entire sale proceed. Now, what you have to bear in mind here, it is the sale proceed which is being talked about and not the gain. However, when we come to long-term capital gain exemptions, we have various sections like 54, 54F, EC, which has been dealt quite elaborately in my research paper. Now, since we have paucity of time here, I'm just going through the quick inputs for this particular paper. Now, another important aspect which I want all my attendees to know is when you invest into any shares, stocks, or unit trust, through investments in portfolio management schemes. Now, PMS schemes are quite new to India. And Vinita Singhania, Kolkata versus Department of Income Tax, the appellate tribunal has made it very, very clear that even if you invest through portfolio management scheme, that is, you have a portfolio manager who is investing on your behalf, that does not change the character of the transaction, and it shall be termed as capital gain, short-term or long-term, on the basis of how many years you've actually held it. And of course, the principle of res judicata is not applicable to income taxes. A very quick look into the long-term capital gains and short-term capital gains for non-resident Indians. Now, that is again an area of concern. First of all, you have to know whether you fall into category of NRI or not. So if you are in India for 182 days or more during a financial year, you are definitely an Indian. Otherwise, if you are not been living for more than 182 days, you shall be considered an NRI. Though there are other certain rules and regulations which do characterize you, whether to be an Indian or non-Indian, or not ordinary Indian, or Indian by just origin. Again, my paper deals in detail with such kind of cases. Now, generally a myth which I would like to clear here, that it is generally said that NRI cannot invest in India. That is certainly not true. NRIs can invest in India. Now, India, NRI are taxed at a higher rate? Definitely not. NRI are taxed at ordinary Indian resident rates. However, their TDSs do have an effect. If you sell a property, NRI selling a property, in that case, his straightaway deduction of TDS is 20%. Otherwise, if we talk about an NRI having a property in India, renting out the property in India, then he can avail all the deductions, that is 30% standard deduction, deduction on the property, benefits of housing loan, everything is available. But the only thing is, if he sells the property, then he will be taxed immediately 20%. And when an Indian NRI is being paid rent by his tenant who is an Indian, he must deduct 30% TDS before doing it. Rest, everything, whatever is required is all available in my research paper, which I shall be submitting in detail. I hope the presentation was quite useful. I now call upon the next presenter for today. And the next presenter is Ms. Saili Sawarkar, and her paper is Need for Legislative Framework on Emergency Arbitration in India, a Critical Study. Over to you, Saili, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes, just a minute. I'm sharing my screen. Just a second. Ma'am, I'm unable to share my screen.
स्माइलीच्या शेजारचं अपवर्ड ॲरो क्लिक करा आणि तिथून शेअर एंटायर स्क्रीनला जा.
Okay, entire screen. Okay.
आणि मग मधल्या आयकॉनला
Is it visible now?
Yeah, make it full screen on in presentation itself.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes.
It is visible now.
Okay, thank you. So, good afternoon, one and all. My name is Saili Govind Sawarkar, Assistant Professor at SNBP Law College. My topic of today's research is Need of Legislative Framework on Emergency Arbitration in India, a Critical Study. Basically, I divide this particular research, as you can see on your screen, in 5 chapters in which I covered different heads. The first chapter will be the introductory part, in which I covered the basic information about what is emergency arbitration and how we can solve the problems on emergency arbitration with respect to AI. The second is the evolution and procedure of emergency arbitration, in which I basically covered the process adopted by different countries for granting the arbitral award itself. Third chapter would be the status of emergency arbitration in India and other countries, in which I made somewhat comparison between other countries and India about the implementing arbitral award given by emergency arbitrator. And fourth chapter is the issues and challenge in implementing emergency arbitration in India, which is one of the important points of my discussion. And lastly, the conclusion and suggestions. So basically, the word emergency itself denotes
Ma'am, can you
urgency.
hold for a second, please? Mr. Govind is sharing his screen, unfortunately, and we are not able to see your presentation.
Okay,
Mr. Govind
okay.
Gond, can you unshare your screen, please? Reshare your screen, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Just a second.
Same. Besides smiley, you have to go to upward arrow.
Yeah. Is it visible now?
Perfect. Make it full screen.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for
Please
the.
continue.
Okay. So basically, this new word, emergency arbitration, means what? So we have Arbitration and Conciliation Act of 1999, which covered the entire process and the process of giving arbitral award related to arbitration. Basically, arbitration, it's something what when arbitrator resolve the dispute amicably between the two parties, and that would be the binding on both the parties. So why this emergency arbitration get evolved after 2010 is the point of issue. So basically, emergency itself denotes urgency, in which in emergency arbitration, there is no need to form arbitral tribunal, which is a mandatory requirement in Arbitration and Conciliation Act. So what is the issue here? So our law commission in 2046 report suggests itself to introduce the word like emergency in the definition of arbitrator itself under Arbitration and Conciliation Act of 1999. We had this particular act amended in 2015, but till today we don't have any mechanism or any word like emergency arbitrator in our Arbitration and Conciliation Act, and we don't have any provision related to that in any kind of rules, regulations, etc. So what is an issue? So this is the basic process of emergency arbitration, which is exactly somewhat same like the arbitration process, which it starts from the acceptance of application and ends with the emergency arbitral award. The only difference is the arbitration proceeding should be completed within 15 hours, and that is one of the challenge, as this arbitration or emergency arbitration is beneficial at the international level, more or less. So coming to the status of emergency arbitration at national and international level of various institutions, we can see many famous international institutions on arbitration like Stockholm Chamber of Commerce, Swiss Chamber of Commerce, Singapore International Arbitration Center already adopted this particular mechanism. But on the same hand, institutions like Cairo, Dubai International Arbitration Center, Italy Letters Rule 2010 does not have any mechanism on emergency arbitration. So what is the issue and why India does not have this particular mechanism, and what is the status now in India is the question. And this question is raised because of many cases handled by the various high courts and the Supreme and one of the Supreme Court of our country. So basically, India is in a favor of emergency arbitration, and Law Commission report itself suggests that we don't have to introduce that particular word, as our judiciary is already accepting that particular emergency arbitration from various precedents and judgments of judiciary. There are many cases like Rafael Design International India Private Limited and others versus Idcom Professional, HSBC PI Holding versus Amital Post Video, in which the judges already given same relief, which is exactly given by the arbitrator who is emergency arbitrator in that particular case. The main case regarding this particular emergency arbitration is Amazon.com NV Investment Holding LLC versus Future Retail Limited and other. In this case, Supreme Court given guidelines and give the process of emergency arbitration and make the award given by emergency arbitrator binding on the party, and told that parties that you don't have to approach court if the case is already decided by the emergency arbitrator, and given some guidelines. So basically this is the status, but still this have many issues and challenges in implementing this particular provision. The issues like less time to scrutinize document, contrasting legal provisions of various countries, less time in maintaining diary, difference in approach of the parties are some of the issues which is like the hurdle in implementing this particular provision. And no third party rights will reserve in this particular emergency arbitration provision. That's why India does not have any provision of emergency arbitration. But if India will made some rules regarding this particular provision, it would beneficial for private and public sector at large, and more especially to develop the international relations, which is the need of an hour of globalization. That's it. These are some of the suggestions in this particular topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Saili ma'am. Thank you so much. We move on to the next presenter for today. That is Dali Kataria. Do we have Dali Kataria ma'am with us? Do we have? I believe Kataria madam is not here. Okay, so we go to the next presenter for today, Dr. Ujjwala Bharati. Dr. Ujjwala Bharati.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have you here, please? Yes.
First, I will just share the screen from the laptop.
Yes, ma'am. Please share the screen. Yes.
Okay, I will just need 1 minute. In 1 minute, I will just share the screen.
Just a minute, ma'am. Just I'm sharing my screen. Ma'am, I'm not able to share my screen over here.
Ma'am, we can see your screen.
Okay.
You just select your presentation, we can see your screen.
Yes, yes. Okay. Okay. Can you share? Can you see the screen, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Your screen is, yeah, we can see it, ma'am. Please present.
Okay, ma'am.
Make it
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Ujwala Bharti from SNBP Law College, Pune. And my research paper is on the topic Justice, Morality, and the Rule of Law in Classic Literary Texts To Kill a Mockingbird, The Trial, and Antigone. Just will have an overview. This paper discovers the multifaceted relationship between justice, morality, and the rule of law in three classic literary texts. First is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, written in 1930s. The Trial by Franz Kafka, 1914 in the 26th century, and Antigone by Sophocles in 441 BC. Coming to the themes of this particular research paper, To Kill a Mockingbird, the story exposes the discrimination, racial injustice rooted in the American legal system of the early 20th century. The lawyer Atticus Finch defends Tom Robinson, a black man, unjustly accused of a crime. The novel demonstrates the conflict between justice and social prejudices. We see this struggle through Atticus Finch, a lawyer with a strong sense of justice. He defends Tom Robinson, a black man accused of raping a white woman, a crime he didn't commit in a society where the law itself is partial by racial bias. Atticus believes deeply in justice and equality, but the law he is supposed to uphold doesn't seem to follow those same ideas. Racial prejudice in the 1930s American South affects every corner of life, including the courts. Tom Robinson's trial isn't just about one man's innocence or guilt, it's a reflection of the deep-seated racism that fills society. It makes us think about how often justice is impacted by social attitudes, sometimes at the expense of fairness. Green. The second novel, that is The Trial, written by Franz Kafka. Franz Kafka's The Trial, it's a dystopian legal system. The Trial presents a darker view of unidentified legal administration. The protagonist of the story, that is Joseph K., he is accused of an unnamed crime. Through Joseph K., the protagonist, he is lost in a strange nightmare legal system where no one explains the rules or even tells him why he has been prosecuted. The story shows the confusion and helplessness people feel when dealing with impersonal bureaucratic systems that seem to lack any sense of fairness or humanity. Kafka paints a picture of a world where rigid bureaucracy and endless paperwork overshadow human compassion. Joseph K. becomes just another cog in the machine, forgotten by a system that should ideally protect people. It's a haunting reminder of how society's obsession with rules and regulation can strip away justice. And the third novel, that is Antigone, written by Sophocles in 441 BC, the tragedy Antigone explores justice in a powerful and mythical way. The main character, that is Antigone, chooses to honor her brother's memory despite the king's verdict that it's illegal to bury him. Her loyalty to family and religious duty is stronger than her fear of punishment. This story hits on a deep question Are we always supposed to obey the law, even when it means going against our conscience? In Antigone, Greek culture deeply values family loyalty and religious duty, which are the reasons behind Antigone's choice to disobey the king's announcement. Her society's customs emphasizes honoring the dead, and so her decision highlights a kind of justice rooted not only in law but in cultural and personal values. So coming to the conclusion, so this particular, all the three texts of classical literary, all these three classical literary texts explores how literature can reveal the deep conflicts within legal systems and raise questions that resonate across time. It argues that literature serves as a powerful medium for criticizing legal and moral dilemmas. Through characters like Antigone, like Joseph K., who push back against unfair systems, these stories remind us that the best justice balances both rules and compassion. It's a conversation that's just as relevant today as it was in ancient Greek or in 1930s America, and it challenges us to think about the world we want to create. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Ujjwala, for your presentation. The next speaker we have, yes, is there anybody who wants to speak? I believe not. So the next, yes, Govind, Mr. Govind has been raising his hand. Is there something you want to?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Yes.
I present my research paper.
Sir, your name is not here right now. You'll be called. When you have your presentation, you'll be called. Your presentation is not lined up now. We have already provided a list. Kindly go through the list on the day of your presentation, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Now, next presenter is Ms. Sheetal Satalkar, Law, Economics and Artificial Intelligence. Do we have Ms. Satalkar here? Are we having Ms. Sheetal Satalkar here? Maybe not. So in that case, we proceed with the next presenter, and the next presenter is Akanksha Singh, Law Department from Rewa, Madhya Pradesh. Ms. Akanksha Singh, ma'am, are you here to present your paper? Ms. Akanksha Singh? Maybe not. The last speaker for today is Ms. Archana Deshpande, AI, Environment and Economics. Ms. Archana Deshpande, ma'am, are you here? Are you available to present your paper? I believe not. So with this, we conclude the first round of our two-day international conference, and we shall meet tomorrow with the next eloquent and erudite speakers among us, and also with the presenters. I wish you all a very great evening ahead, and thank you everyone who have been here with us. Over to Kailash.
Thank you,
Thank
madam.
you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Have a great day ahead, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. See you tomorrow.
Yes, we shall have it tomorrow, sir. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.